Get my purse. Welcome to today's show. I am Dr. B Power. I want you to be in power. I'm going to teach you how to empower yourself. Today is Medicine Woman Solution. Your soul has a solution. So what solution does your soul have when it comes to living as a human in this world? Well, we're no longer separated. So the topic is going to be about the 3D, 5D. And do you have any questions about what that means, like 3D, 5D? Well, from 3D, we're living and we got width, time, space, but now we've added consciousness. We have added this consciousness, and that is your spiritual part of who you are. All right, spiritual. I remember to record. So, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about how do you know, or can you awaken? Can you see the difference? Can you do it without it blowing your mind, where it's like, oh my God, with fear? Or can you open up that heart-brain connection that allows you to see things from a soul's perspective? And a lot of people don't realize that you can do that. And it's really looking deep. So I've been in the background, helping people to see and to heal and to move, and where should we go from here? But you really can see it now. The vibrational rate, the planetary alignments, all of that, it's spooky wooky stuff. It's finally showing. We're now able to see a clear definition between the parameters of this left and this right. It's this yin and this yang. Yeah, the differences of how we split our consciousness to be in different aspects, different belief systems, different spaces. And what did it do? Well, the more 3D, the more that we had separated our spiritual self from our physical self, the more that we could feel the lack of light, the lack of love. The more we did that, the more we would be separated from the whole self. We became that ego I. We became our false persona. We became that false. This is where people get very confused. don't have an ego. You have to have an ego. You have to have an ego because it is a lens. It is a lens. But if you become the ego, then you are being more. No, you're less. You have to survive because you feel like you're separated from the light. So you have to survive. And how do you survive? You feel because you live outside yourself. You are in the situation with your spirit. You are being what? And when you are separated, you are left alone to your own devices to figure out what it is you need to do to survive. Now, at first, it's like being pushed out of the nest and say, fly. Well, we learn some really interesting habits. We learn some really interesting habits that we have done to ourselves with each other from generation to generation. And it is, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do? You're going to wake up. You're going to wake up and say, do I want to continue? Do I want to continue? And that is yes. Well, for me, I do. I want to continue to evolve, not continue the same pattern. That is where I can awaken. So this 3D was minus the heart, this 3D. So if you can just picture how spirit kept putting its will into a statue to move. Statue is frozen. And the will, the more you put that will to move, I can make it move. I can put my energy into it. I can make it move. And all of a sudden, this statue moves. Yay, says the immortal spirit. I did it. I did it. Oh, what if I put more and more of myself into it? More and more of myself into the statue. Without realizing it, the statue is alive and it's breathing and it's moving and it's walking and it's talking. And all of a sudden, the immortal that couldn't die, the spirit part, was on its last breath going, oh my God, oh my God. It gave everything and didn't have energy exchange. It gave everything because it didn't think that it could be in both spaces at the same time or that it could be integrated. It was like this belief system where you have to give everything and you have nothing left. Well, energy can't be destroyed or created. It can only transform. And there are actually plenty. So what does this mean? What does this mean? For you, wow, my phone is going to overheat. This means what? This means that you need to wake up because you are a spirit being. You are the one who's doing the thinking, who's doing the listening of the thinking. You need to wake up and realize you haven't lost power. You have accepted, believed, and gave your willpower to these beliefs, these fears, these thoughts. But you can, they don't have to own you. You don't have to believe your own BS. And when you wake up as that spirit being, it is not about there's an enemy and you have to beat it down. It's about, wow, I forgot who I was. Now, you don't need to go into an existential crisis and separate yourself further. No, you start to become whole because love returns. 5D is about how you are returning to love, but as a whole person. And what does that mean? It means that forgive yourself. Stop blaming yourself. Stop doing all those things, because when you had to survive in every situation possible, sometimes you have to separate yourself, that love part of yourself, and you have to hide it. And another part of you comes out and goes, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, sure, or take the beating or have to be really mean and stand up. But if you have your whole self, it's a whole different story. So I've been doing this for quite a few years, and this energy fields, we are made of energy. we don't respect that. We don't know it. We don't understand it. Well, it's time we do. It's time that we tune in and realize, wait a minute, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. This doesn't make me more or less. It just makes me that I can be. Now, the spirit part of me forgot that it is the truth. The consciousness is the truth. And so, as it forgot, it went into fear. And it lived in fear. And it survived in fear. But that part of us doesn't want to be separated either. We need to put ourselves back together. We need to become whole again. And that's where we have to pay attention to how to hold space for ourselves. And like, this is why I do tribal. This is why I do private sessions. It's about holding space for yourself, how to heal yourself, how to empower yourself. It isn't about to go out there and look at the enemy and you have to conquer the enemy. That's the hero's journey. We're on the healer's journey. And that is the whole self, the integration of the whole self. How do I want to express myself? Why do I have to choose one? Who set the standard that says Alexa looks stupid? She's doing it wrong. And I have to stand back going, oh, I did it wrong. I have to take offense to that. No. I'm me. And this is how I feel today is I felt orange. I felt I needed to express. I needed to put these colors together. And I had the ability to. So I accepted and I believed and I put my will into what's it going to look like. And as I started off and I'm doing it, and it's like, I think I'm supposed to express myself in this fashion. It's like, I'm done. I don't have to do anymore. Thank you. I don't have to do anymore. So if it flips over, yes, it is red. Some people are like, what's it? To be your spiritual self is not about a high and mighty. It's not about a separation. Again, it's togetherness. 3D was separate, divide, conquer. It is about competition, comparing, fear. It's about tactics. It's about how do you want to do it? It's about strategies. Everything's a strategy, no matter where you're at. But when you have to survive with the fear mind, that means your heart and you, consciousness, are not communicating. And so you have to protect this heart. You have to protect this heart. You have to protect it. Okay. And what does that mean? It means that you don't have your wholeness. No, I'm going to stop just for saying, I made it out of clay. And thank you. Feel like I'm Orange Day, and so yes, I'm rocking it because I believe in it. I have that faith. I'm in that flow. And that is the one thing that when in 3D, we don't feel like we have the faith. Faith is that trust part of you, okay? And it is in the flow. It's relaxing. The faith is in the believing, okay? It's like a knowing. I'm just going to change it to the word knowing. And nobody can shake that knowing from me. Now, if I am in my 3D world and I know that, there's a fine line. And what happens is that when you're in 3D, you are going to operate more with just your left brain, not including your right. You will operate within only that limits of knowledge. And I'm not talking about school. Ooh, yeah, school. No, I'm talking about your whole self. So if you are in fear, you are not going to be able to use your frontal lobe or all of your brain to help you get out of it. You go into fight, flight, freeze, so stress, more of the left brain without using the right, the left brain in fear, with fear. Don't get it confused. Oh, I'm left brain and she's calling me out and saying, no, please listen. When you have fear mindset, when you have the victim mindset, when you have to be in that, I have to take it personal and my heart's got to get hurt and I've got to fight back. I've got to be, I've got to survive. You're not including the heart. So you don't have empathy. You don't have compassion. When your left brain, you can't think your way out of a paper bag because 80% of the blood that leaves your forebrain, where you create reality, begins to fight, flight, freeze because you have to outrun that bear. Or at least outrun your friend. You don't get eaten. Little joking there. So what do you need to do? Okay, but the blood leaves your organs and goes into the stress space of the visceral nerves, and it again it goes into the arms and the legs. The body is relying on you to return to homeostasis. And if you are so used to being just stress, you won't know the difference. You need a parameter. When I had fallen and I hurt myself in my back, my girdle, I just I've had, they called it like a whiplash. It's like having a severe whiplash. And I can only, and because everything crisscrosses, it wasn't crisscrossing. The energy, the electromagnetic, people are like, what are you talking about, electromagnetic? You are made of energy. You're made of electromagnetic energy. And some of these old value systems in the 3D no longer support us in our thinking. So civilization is changing, but it starts with you. And civilization is changing for the better, but it has to start with you. If you want a better outcome, you need to relax in your faith and in the knowing that there is in the quantum field not just the dark, but the light. Not just the feeling like there's evil, but the good. You need to know it's all there and every flavor in between, every expression imaginable. But you get to choose. But you have to remember that you're a spiritual being first. And it's hard to do when you're living in fear 24/7. Yes, I have two accounts going on at once. You have to remember, and it's like when you start to realize that who's doing the thinking, who's doing the thinking, who's doing the listening, who's doing the creating, you got to decide. But don't let fear decide. Don't let your persona, your personalities, your external self decide. Get into the heart brain connection. Get into that ability to begin to know thyself with love. When you do this, faith is in question. Faith is about trust, but it's trust with this love, because everybody can trust fear. Everybody can trust love. But the word trust is that ability to, which part of you has the knowing? Which part of you? And when you're unfolding the future, you got to decide as you look in the now, your information you've gathered all your life is what the filters you're going to be looking at to create your future. But if you can resolve to evolve these emotional chemical peptides, these strong belief systems, then you can change the outlook for the future to the better. But if fear constantly runs the show, you're just going to keep sowing and reaping the fear. And in relationships, you want to be this loving being. But how can you be this loving being if fear is your leader? So you have to take a hold of that. You have to. So you are always going to be seeking. But which one of you is seeking? The fear side or the love side? And to separate, are you going to be your ego self? Or are you going to be your whole self? Because when the blood, that's not, you're not in stress, you can think. the blood starts flowing through. But now you have to learn how to open up and let both sides of your brain work together. Calmness. So the 3D world that you get so hypnotized that it's been doing for years upon years upon years, passing down from parents to child to parents to child. And every generation has been waking up going, no, that's your stuff. Let me at least discover on my own. We stop the wheels of karma. Now, karma is balance, but when you throw the karma off and it's forced to always be one way, then karma kicks in dramatically. Now, when you decide that you're done doing it, your mother's way, your father's way, that generations before, you can ask, what are the gems within that generation that I can pull forth as I learn to express myself? It's not about just right and wrong. Okay, you want to be able to be on a healthy path. You need to learn the skills that when you hit somebody that you're hurting, you're causing pain. You need to open the heart. You need to understand what the other person is feeling, but you don't need to drive yourself to hell and punish yourself again and again. It is, do you want that done to you? Well, if you are a person that likes abuse, I don't. So your goals, I love joy. I love being happy. I love it. I do not believe we have to have a fight or stress. So when you are putting two souls together that have two different worlds, you're going to collide if you're definitely an ego. And if your strategy of how you get to win is to undermine, hurt, throw them under the bus, play sick, play the victim, play whatever, or call the kettle black and then you're only living as a program. So when I'm with my husband, you have to sometimes use sign language. Stop, stop. Both of you got to learn to come into agreement. Stop, we're out of sync. Let's go heal. And if you're so mad, you're going to like, well, I don't have to heal. They need to heal. Stand back. Just wait. Did you like that experience? Do you want that experience again? Oh, no, I got to get my point across. Sometimes it feels like what Brenda teaches is full of shit and, that's not going to change anything. Well, let me tell you, if you do not stop and address the blood flow into the brain, you're only going to drop into a part of yourself, an old program, the left brain, and it's capped and it's hanging on so damn tight that it's choking life out of everything. But if you can relax, bring the blood back up, let your body calm down, you will begin to feel quieter. And if you don't, you will have to pay. Smurf says, I lost my temper Friday. My body is still yelling at me. Yes, because the amount of chemical peptides with your focus, with your meaning, who put meaning to it? You did. And it may be important meaning, but if you're like a dog with a bone, you're resisting, you're not relaxing and letting go, and you're determined that it's going to be one way, or I didn't get my, we will hear it. The more that our blood leaves our forebrain and we go in those emotional chemical peptides, we keep making more. And then we have what's called a chemical peptide dump. But if you're ruminating and you're thinking again and again, you're creating more of the same chemical peptides again and again and again and again. And it's just going to be this endless loop. Your body is going to feel like gas brake at the same time. It's like, it's a body is like, you need to become right and whole in the brain. Yeah, but I've got to get my point across. Yeah, but I don't want to do it. That's usually where the biggest fight begins. As a child, you better do it or else. You do this or else. If you don't do this or else, we need to help change this. Hi. What do I mean? To get along with somebody else, you have to learn to get rid of tactics, gameplays, your little self about how you got out of doing the dishes or how you got out of doing something. You know, people are paying the price. People are like, oh, I learned as a kid that if I got sick, I didn't have to do anything. Well, the body remembers. The body keeps score. The body, because you thought it, you created a habit, and now the body says, hey, it's like that movie Click. Oh, you want to get through this? Okay, then beep, this is what you're going to do. All I can tell you is that I don't want to be sick. I don't want to physically be that. I want to be more. And to do that, who's listening? Who's doing the thinking? Because when you are thinking, it's different than contemplating. It's the same thing, judging versus discernment. And they're very important on a spiritual level to learn. So when I'm contemplating with spirit, I'm doing vision reality with spirit, not imagination, left brain with my fear. And I got to conquer and destroy, and I got to compete. And I got to, no, that's 3D. That is thinking. No one's driving the bus. The program's running. But when you're contemplating, you're not really thinking. You're allowing yourself to be in this heart-brain connection. And you allow yourself to vision your expanded your reality because you're able to look at this situation from the quantum field, from the soul level. We have a space out there, just like we've done with our whole property, and it wasn't going to work. We wanted to put our car there. We can't put our car there, but we can't really put our caravan there. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's no, what are we going to do? We're going to have to sell one. What are we going to do? Okay, that's worry, panic, fear. That's left brain. That's stop. We just stopped. We go, thank you, Spirit. And we just sat there in a contemplation and be in that idea realm. And all of a sudden it hit us. We don't have to destroy our trees or try to find a new home for the one I pampered since I got here, 10 years old, and he's really tall. Ooh, so proud of him. Because we have to have more space for our vehicle, I said, okay, let's take care of this. Yeah, but then we're going to end up destroying that tree. No, that's the way to. So I sat there and I just contemplated, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit. And all of a sudden, time and space is completely different. And what you do is it's like word vomit. You'll throw things out and you'll figure out, all of a sudden it'll pop and you're like, ooh, but there's a problem. Now it's different than an ego. Well, they'll like, kibosh that, or I don't really want it and you do. No. That's not allowed. That's judgment, and that is thinking and ego. You being your spirit being. Part of that vision reality is having this faith that there's an answer. And there's an expectancy, not an expectation that it has to look just like this with blinders on. It is allowing yourself to work with your whole self. And all of a sudden we're looking, and I thought, look what we've done. We've always parked on an angle and a fit. If we were to take and clear out those rocks, and rocks love to be moved around sometimes, let me tell you. Sometimes they're like, can you get my good side now? And well, anyways, rocks have personality, but we'll get into that another time. And well, guess what? We made it. My husband's in the whole process. Yes, it takes physical labor. I can only help so much. But if I wanted to, I could have done it. I would have figured it out. I would have figured it out. I wouldn't have probably included another person. I wouldn't have thrown money at it. I would have sat there and said, okay, if I had no other option, how would I do it? And you expand it. You figure it out. So now we are going, my husband has decided, okay, you know what we're going to do is we're going to clean all this out, all of this, and we're going to cement that. So when we pull up with our car, we can come in an angle. We both came in agreement of understanding how it looked and what it wanted to be. Because I kept saying, thank you, Spirit. I said, expand. I talked to the rocks. I talked to the trees, the plants, all that. I said, look, we need to expand this. Give your input. I said, if you can make this a little wider, show us where we can get a couple little millimeters more. What can we do? We didn't rush it. And lo and behold, the land, the consciousness, the electromagnetic energy started to change itself. And we were able to see a different perspective. And as we did that, a new perception came in. Now that is a shift in a miracle, is a shift in perception. And all of a sudden it's like, there it is. And it's like, we have the answer. Not as a human, but as a spiritual human. We didn't hurt ourselves, which is referred to as twisted revenge, in order to get what we want. We didn't have to be a martyr thrown under the bus, but it's a space of the quantum field with your soul sitting in a discernment, in contemplation, allowing yourself to be in this space. There's no egos hitting each other's head. There's no, like, oh, but I really want this. I really want this. No. And it's okay in ego. It's like, oh, I don't want to be wrong. Or but when you're in that spirit space with yourself, it isn't about, oh, my ego's hurt, or I can't be wrong, or I can't. No, it's like, oh my goodness, I see it. There's no fighting. You just end up sitting back going, oh my goodness, I see it. And you don't have to go, yeah, you're right. There's no fighting there's no fighting of egos. Hi, Melody. There's no fighting of egos. Do you understand this? You're integrated. So your 3D self that was separated from spirit felt the separation. That's called abandonment and rejection. And it had to live on its own. It's like, but I don't have it. You've got everything I need. Just give it to me. Spirit says, I am, but you're not listening. You need to get up, get into a space of love, and it'll be all handed to you. And when you walk by the faith, the trust in love, that means like when a cat is falling, it doesn't tense up and then fall and hurt itself. It lands. When a bird falls out of the nest, it flies. We have got to stop looking at the outside to save us. Oh, thank you. It is when I'm sitting there, it's like, I don't have to do it alone. You're going to go through all of those things that you developed when you were in just ego. I can't ask because I'm going to get rejected. You have an opportunity of a lifetime as a spirit to sit back and hear your programmed self, write it down, and choose to heal it out because you have that ability. And if you begin to notice the difference, you can change. You got to decide. How do you want to show up? But not as ego. This is huge. This is so important. You've got to understand this. There are resets. There are things that you need to do that as a spirit being. Joe Mama says, Friday the cat dropped my coffee pot off the counter. Yes. Okay. I woke up with a puppy eating my work shoes. I'm cute, Mom. Husband was grouchy. Oh, I just decided that it wasn't going to ruin my day. Yes, exactly. You can either do the old response, how the ego is outside living in through its what I call the face, and just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and just feel all these frequencies, be mad because you're putting meaning to it. As you get it back into your heart space. Wow, chaos. How do I want to respond? Oh, it was a good coffee pot. Hey, but maybe it's time for a new one. Oh, husband's grouchy. Okay, I'll just set the tone of love, of energy. Because when they're grouchy, we pull the aura in. But if we can learn, which what I'll teach is SP sometime, SP2, And what happens is you put the energy in the field and it helps feed the people, the spaces. That's called the scalar field. And it helps the people that are going through have support. Even if you cannot show up as support in that moment, your energy can still support. And you can feel whole with other people. Holding the cup of peace doesn't mean you're going to sit there and fight for it. It means that you're going to download, be it, make a different choice. Your frequency will not hit their frequency and cancel each other out. You don't have to do the 3D thing. You can have your photon footprint. You spiritually can be whole. When you want something and your needs aren't met, you start to say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for filling my needs. So you have to now listen. Vision, reality. So I got something in my works that in the future, I know I'm supposed to be something different and I can feel it and I can feel that reset. And so I said, thank you, Spirit. Show me. Show me something greater. I know that it's coming from you so that I can really listen with my heart and my brain about what's the next step. It isn't, oh my God, I have no idea what the next step is. Oh, da, 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 da. None of that. It is, show me what I can do to show up for myself. And if it's interfering with other people, you go and you heal it out. You change the blood flow. You change the emotional chemical peptide. You change it within, because when you get to relationships where it's fighting and you're like, well, I'm not using that tactic. I'm not doing that. And I need my needs met, but I'm not going to play these games to get it. You go and you heal. I had the belief. My needs aren't met. Oh my God. And you heal, meaning you bring the blood back up to your brain. You bring it back into your body. You expand that energy field and you can download, then have a heart-brain connection. And it's a completely different ball game when you can feel that. And I'll tell you, when I'm not that, I miss me. I don't need stress. So I'm going to see that if I'm out of sync with somebody, I'm going to heal. I'm going to change my field. It's not changing me to suit them. It is changing I dropped below 500. I dropped below love. I dropped. I put the meaning to that. I'm the one that took offense. I'm the one it needs to be this way. No, you don't have to control nothing. That's tensing up. You need to stop resisting. You need to relax, go with the flow, be in the faith. I know. Thank you, Spirit. Show me how. I know. And when you allow yourself to be in the knowing, and the meaning you put to it is just, okay, thank you, Spirit, the flow of faith. And when you begin to bridge the two separate parts of yourself, all of a sudden things start to flow. But if you're sitting there and you want something and you're going to bound determined to get it, and you're going to tell Spirit how you want it, and you're going to throw yourself under the bus, you're going to knock people out of the way, you're going to use the old way of when you were little, scream, cry, and all of that to get what you need. Oh, the life lessons are going to come at you. And you're like, oh my God, oh my God. Stop. Be the spirit being. Be home with yourself. Get yourself into a calm state. Get yourself into the discerning state. Get yourself into listening with that quantum field. And start observing. Not with your ego going, oh, if I just do this and play this game and I push this button, and because you have to show up to me like this all the time. No, that never worked. You need to wake up as that spirit going, okay, this external thing that I do all the time is not working. That's how I knew it. I'm going to heal how I can't survive if I don't have that. I can't survive if I don't have this. Heal this, how you know you can't survive. The feeling, the state, all of it, you need to address, heal, and bring the blood back up to into your brain, into your body, balance yourself. And all of a sudden, life starts showing you a little different. Okay, so what does this mean? Thank you, Spirit. Something's going on physical form. Thank you, Spirit. What's going on? Yeah, be present. Very good. Very good. As I sat there and I'm like, okay, so one thing will lead to another, which will lead to another, lead to another. So anyways, I've determined that I'm physically, because mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, I'm doing really well. So, but the physical body, I know that my home needs to be improved because the belief in aging has arrived because, no more menstrual cycle, no more this. What do we got? We have to work with a whole new field, but I also can repair the field, and you can do it with food. But that also includes the company you keep. That's also nutrition. What you read, that's also nutrition. And so what you start to your space. So as I began to allow myself to, okay, I'm going to learn about not one answer, but there's more answer to the one. And I'm going to look at that first connection, and then I'm going to ask spirit to show me more. So my gut, the microbiome in my gut, the little family, the friendly symbiotic family that's supposed to be in there, got destroyed when I took antibiotics for the infection that was in my lung. Now I got to put it back. And it's like, do I just do what doctors tell me or what other professionals tell me, or however, some of them have told me very much controversy things. And so I didn't take one opinion, and I didn't just sit there in the lack. Thank you, Spirit. I did my research but I listen with Spirit. I use discernment with Spirit. I don't go into web.com and go, oh, I'm dying. No, I don't do that. I don't let fear control. So as I'm looking, I let the gem pops come out. Okay. One person told me, oh, you don't need to do anything. You'll be fine. Just eat well, or, or eat the whatever, and exercise, get your rest. Another one told me, probiotics. Somebody told me to, there was all these different variations. And I said, Spirit, I'm not putting all my faith in them. I'm not just going to relax and trust them. I'm going to trust my spiritual self, my whole self. And I'm going to listen to the gem pops. And I'm going to look, and I'm going to ask, and I'm going to communicate. And I began to notice that people are discovering just as much as I am. They have been told that this may be the only answer, but then if you look at another one, this is the answer, but it's not that one. But they're contradictory. And then this one, I said, Spirit, show me. Well, I was lucky enough to find someone that has a machine that allows you to see a little bit deeper into your body. And it's a Vega test machine. And I had the money, I'd buy the machine, and then I would be able to take care of myself. But I found somebody that has that. And I started off, the number was 15, and you really like 13 is good, but for my age, 14 is okay. A baseline. And then you look at all of the body parts and everything else and everything, and he's like, oh, well, we gotta get you, and your hormones are off. Let's start getting your balance to that. And so my hormones are getting better. I could not sweat. Now I'm sweating much better. I know that sounds like no, sweating is important. And so I've got my electric, I can feel my electric and everything else starting to work better. So I went in for a report, and at this point, how do you want to put it? This is the good news. I'm not a 15, I'm a 14. So my health is improving. Okay. And then I went back in again, and they go, well, now your liver. And yes, I've always had problems with these other things. So this time I said, that's it, Spirit, show me. Spirit says, I want you to start putting back, in a very cleansing aspect of it, herbs. So I did it very silently, cleansing. And at the same time, I added more of not just electrolytes, but more of the potential hydrogen to balance. And I was doing just a small doses. Well, that wasn't showing any result. And finally, it was like, okay, I need to create a new family in my gut. And I started to just hammer. I have to get ahead of it. And again, talk to your physicians, doctors, naturopaths, whoever it is you're seeing, and get as much information, if not from one, from more. They are not your gods. Spirit is showing you that you can get your answers, and you don't have to sit there and go, oh my God, they gave me an answer and now I'm dead and I'm done. No, I look at it and go, this is a challenge. I'm going to resolve to evolve. I went in, remember, 14 is normal, should be okay for my age, 57. I went from 14 to 13. My pancreas is healthy. Woo, that's a healthy pancreas, he said. That's good. And I'm looking at myself, how do I know this? How do I feel this? How do I? Then it was my small intestine got worse because I destroyed the family down there. And so it went from 14 to 17. And it's like, okay, that's not a good sign. That means the body is like a log getting ready to crust out. And it's like, no, we are challenged on. And I said, I've got to create a family. Kefirs, then sauerkraut or kimchi. I have all these different probiotics, prebiotics, gut repair, and then I've taken into detox help to my body to start cleansing, and so I'm doing that. And then the report came back, whoa, what have you done? There was a particular part of your matrix. Mine was at a 17 and it hadn't moved for at least a couple of years. And all of a sudden, my determination to find the answer, I got it to a 14, moved at 3. He's, what did you do? And so I told him, he's like, wow. I mean, that baseline for that matrix is that my body is now on the repair side. So I'm changing my biological age now out there. Okay. Number 2, 3, I can't remember which one I'm on now. My liver has improved from a 15 to a 14. And because that one was like, yeah, that one's not moving. And I just said, thank you, Spirit, for it has. And so I held the outcome that it was whole. And I've learned to muscle test, add, and do whatever. And the next, and now the B's. If you've ever been stressed, I cannot express enough or stress enough about how you need to take care of your stress. I've burnt out all my B's, and I've had to, and I've adrenal issues up the wazini, and that's my next thing I'm repairing. So I have to put my B's back. And that is super duper important no matter what you do. And so that I'm in repair mode. Now, from the fall, you would never know I fell. My body is getting back to stretchiness and probably even better than I had before as far as the stretchy movement. And still have the neck thing, but that's okay. I'll get there. I already see it whole, already done. But being a resolver means, oh, it's a challenge. I'm going to go find the answer. I don't have it now, but I know I will find it. And I'm going to build this trust in me and just relax and allow myself to get there. I'm not going to go, oh, it hasn't shown up. Oh my God, I may as well die. I give up. No, that's the 3D, 5D. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Expand that vision. Allow yourself to get into that quantum field. Allow yourself to do what? To be greater than your environment, to be greater than your negative emotions, be greater. So as I start to make sure my heart brain is balanced and allow myself to be in this space, the answers are there. So me and my husband are doing like several different projects. And I said, okay, so I expanded the space. We came in agreement, 2 or more come together, that we're going to expand this vision. And we're going to allow Spirit to just let it, because we're working with 2 different fields, my field, his field. So we need to come together. So all of a sudden it's like, here's my ideas, here's your ideas. It's not one's better than the other and you got to condemn the other one or you got to fight. No, that for your answer. No, none of that. It's coming together going, what is the third option for us? We don't have to hold on and with desperation because we want something. We heal that out and we find that, whoa, we have moved ourselves out of our own way. And I can show up for myself. So me and my husband have gotten like 3 or 4 different answers yesterday. And we're like, love, vision, reality. I love working with spirit. I get myself out of my own way. And I allow the flow and I trust the flow of love. So 3D to 5D. That 3D doesn't get to control me anymore. I get to operate as a spirit being in the 3D world. That's what the 5D is. I'm no longer a victim. I'm no longer separated. I am whole. I'm awakened, and joy is my return. I don't have to do name calling, hurting others. I don't have to lick my wounds and have to decide how I want a sour grape to make myself feel better. I don't have to be nice to people's face and then throw them under the bus behind their back. I don't have to do tall poppy syndrome. I don't have to do this alpha or beta. I can do the sigma. Who's with me? If you're with me, give me a 6. If you're with me, give me a 6. Why a 6? Because that's actually about love. We have to take back of how they condemned different things to say that what we love or what we're doing is wrong. And so they like bad, bad, bad. And then they put this bad connotation on it, and it's not true. Oh gosh, go to sleep. Yes. Thank you. Oh, that was loving support. Anyways, you can learn to show up for yourself. You shows up as that spiritual human. You get to choose. You. And I advise you to look around. I did not think I'd ever find this, but the machine is called VEGA machine, a Vega test, VEGA test. I think it's one word. And they use homeopathic vials. It's a little different than the Seco machine and the Life machine and all these other machines. This one has a different way of being. So all I can tell you is that if you let go of how hard you're holding on, because that's not faith, that's fear. But you have faith in the fear. But it's about the relax, go with the flow, and trust. We're going to have a great show today, and I'm so happy to see everybody here. Hopefully you got something out of this message. And Tribal, we are doing our best to really hone in on helping you get the basics, then get you into the next stage of healing and moving into learning how to be there for yourself. All righty. I do know that I will not be doing the shows September, I forgot, middle of September, the end of September, and the first part of October. I'm not going to do any shows. I'm on a reset. And so when I come back, hopefully you guys will have questions and things you want to work on and heal and to grow and to be. Okay, so now, so if you can't find it, call it an existence. I can't tell you how many years I was in the 3D mindset that we couldn't help my mother. And she died. And then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, within 10 miles from my house, was a person that could have helped her. And then another 15 miles from my house, I drove, I can't remember how many hours. We had to stay up all night because I couldn't find it so close to home. I didn't believe that could. And I understand that this is the soul's growth. This is how the soul wanted. But when I found my first teacher was only 15 miles away, the second teacher was only 10 miles away, I'm like, what's this? One thing is that God has always put the answer within 5 miles of your radius, whether it's a plant, tree, or something, right? And when I asked Spirit, show me, is there a person that can give me knowledge? What can I do? Well, guess what? The internet is start to explode, and I can start using the internet. And all of a sudden, but people, you connect with people. You're drawn magnetically. And as I used my faith to find, because it's my path now. And I'm like, whoa, everything is it's a beautiful It's just beautiful. Do not have to be a victim of your own circumstances. You can change it, but it's on how you focus. If you notice that you're in a program of negativity, get yourself out. Get your first teacher's 10,000 miles away, but thank God for the internet because it only feels like it's like right next door. Um, uh, so tribal, if you are new, it will be 42 a month. Okay, so that has gone up. Just so you know. Because you are getting you get 1 hour, but you get more than 1 hour. And you get a lot of all of many other things. Okay, let me open up my emails. Let me get this going. Ooh. So yes, it's important that you begin to understand. Hopefully my being here can help you out. Yeah, you don't freak out on others anymore. You go heal now. Angela, good job. Good job. But there's more to the story. Don't just get limited. That's what I want you to do is to go more to the story. All right, what do we have? Oh, we have Linda, Robin, you've got, is this the last? We got, no, you got till Thursday. Oh, so yeah, so I see here, Linda. Um, you can come on today. Is that it? Where she says paid for 2 piffs and 10 extra for the good job, Linda. So let me put video and let me put Linda. Wow, why is it I wanted to put a Y? I spelled your name with a Y. How the heck? I'm like, what? So you have to explain if you know anybody that spelled your Linda with a Y. Then we have Ayme that's doing video. That's awesome. We've got, let's see, we have okay, so piffs wise, we have 1, 2, and I think 3 more. So 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, that's Ayme. And then Linda has provided the piffs today. Ayme says, well, I know I go over, so I'm going to pay you now. That's just like what Linda did. And Melody, you can do just talk. You do not have to do video if you don't want to, babe. But I still need to have that, even if you don't want to talk, I still need to have that connection. So if I do ask a question, so you're saying you would like to not have talk or video, that's up to you. Because that just means that there be no net lag or no none. Talk video is fine. Oh, excellent. Okay, I'll send you a link when that time. So we have, see, let me look here first. All right, got that one. And then so we have Melody. Okay, so I know time-wise you're in Greece, and so it's really late for you. Then Linda's got kids and Ayme doesn't. So Ayme usually doesn't mind being out of rotation, and I'm just looking to see if usually we go in the order of how it's paid. So let's see. Yeah, do that. We have, let's takes care of all that. And yeah, that's good. It's a great day. It's great. Going to be a great show. I think Robin, you still have one for the next before the end of the month. You don't even have to use it off. You don't want it. That's up to you. Or you can give it away as a gift. That's how we roll. Now, clean that ear out. Okay, thank you very much. And what else do we have? Let's get this ball on the roll. Yeah, I actually said that right. Didn't sound right. I know other people were talking. Let's just see if we got it here. Yeah, I did answer that. I did answer that. Can I also send my question? If you pay, yeah, I can work right with your question directly. There's method to my madness. Yeah. However you choose to, it's okay with me. I just don't want you to lose out if you don't want to. It's up to you. It's up to you. But yeah, so let's make sure I did this right. My liver's improved, my potential hydrogen balance, my matrix part of me is improved, and he was just so shocked and so happy. My pancreas is sexy. All right. And now I'm just working on the microbiome and getting my adrenals to come back to normal, getting everything in balance. I don't know why Spirit wanted me to wrap that up, but I will. Okay, so the first person, um, so Linda or Melody. So Melody is in Greece. So I'm gonna leave that. Let's see here. I don't know if she's here, if she's working with the kids, or how she's gonna do it. And then I'm looking. So Melody, okay, so I'm going to just go get a link. And I'm just gonna wait and see if I get a response. Oh, well, first I gotta grab the link. Can't send it without getting it. Wink. Wink. Oh, good. Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes. I couldn't see on that tiny screen, and Spirit had me open this up. So the people that are looking to be on the PIF, we have Nichole. We have Angela. We have Autumn. All right. Thank you, Spirit. I come in agreement that Sarah's labs are good. Thank you, Spirit. You sent for one? Excellent. Melody, Linda said that, you can go first. So I'm going to, we got Vicky for PIFs. And so Melody, I'm going to go give you the link and we're going to do it that way. Thank you, Linda. I just want to make sure everybody, because sometimes, I don't know if her kids are asleep or make sure everything works good. I know how it was to have kids. She does a great job. All right. I'm sending it through Messenger. You should see it at any time. I've already sent it. There you go. You saw it. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Let's see, Angela, Autumn, Vicky, and Nichole for the PIFs. Is there anybody else that wants a PIF? Then I can do it. So you sent for one, and I'm going to double check to see if that's come through. And as soon as it comes through, I will add your name. Come in yet? There it is. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, so then that will, whoops. Okay. The only other thing that I had noticing, because my family, my microbiome in my body has been so far off. I've been fatigued and it's messing with my head. My energies are so whacked. But I've been, and the gas and the weirdness, the stuff that's going on, the pain. Now the pain's gone. My head's feeling a lot better. So I've been adding more every day, just really packing a nice full day of healthy nutrition for my body. And Spirit has had me really feel the difference. Hi, darling.
Hi.
Oh, hold on. I got to take care of the screen on this side. Oh, come on. Work, work, work. Okay. Oh, okay. This TikTok, you know how these TikToks have puzzles you got to do, or they're going to disconnect you. They both decide to kick on the same time. Good. That's done. We're good. And let me just put the name Sarah down for the PIF. And how are you doing, my lovely?
Hanging on.
Hanging
Been
on.
through hardest months of my life.
Oh,
Wondering why, well, I'm constantly nauseous. And I heard that it's my pancreas is shutting down. I have fatty and enlarged liver. I have gallstone bladder, kidney stone, and one stone, or what is called cyst, on my one ovary, and I can feel my kidneys pain. So I feel like I'm going to, I'm crying and having a PTSD attack every 5 minutes. I'm just overloaded and overwhelmed, and
okay.
yeah.
Okay. There's several different things. Now, again, remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, but I would tell you right off the bat, there's something to do with You and your relationship to life, you and your relationship to people, you and your relationship to
That's
surviving. And so
uh,
I'm going to answer the things about that. Now, as we look at this scalar field, how you have this relationship, they're saying that your nerves have been compromised. And as I look at your nerves are saying, oh my God. And so therefore the whole body, and of course you gave me a whole list of that. Yes, the body is saying the same thing. Now, then I'm looking and I'm just going to write down what I'm seeing. So there's something to do with the deficient. I said, what's deficient? Your spirit is deficient, meaning you haven't really involved your spirit in the process. So there's not as much light into your cells. Okay.
yeah. I'm
So as
like,
I look at this, they're saying, I said, do you want to die? And I go, they're no. I said, do you know that you okay, they're saying this is a process. It's a process. And as I listen to the process, the frequency of F sharp is that you are identifying so much with anxiety, it takes out the light. Okay. And I says, do you want to get rid of the anxiety? And yes. Oh, that's a good thing. Yes. Now, the spirit of yes. Okay. Is there any part that says no? What happens is the deficiency, tell me, I feel constantly that I'm incompatible, that I can't handle things. And this is a belief system. This belief system is actually what's creating. And what's important to you is they're saying that what's important to you is that the outside needs to show me. The outside needs to show me. So let me write that down. So the outside needs to show. And is that going to fulfill your need? Yes. So your need is kind of give me an idea. They said that it has to do with so you need your body and your emotions to cooperate. So the body and the emotions are not cooperating? Yes, okay. Tell me, what are you talking about? It says that they're saying is that the emotional aspect. Okay, the emotional aspect. So is it a shadow, a little? It is a part of you that your magnetic field is completely out of whack. So this is where I would have you, like if we were to muscle test, I would say, okay, so we'd find out. Now this here is frozen. This is your main polarity of how the blood flows to the brain in order to create reality. I look at the top, your pole, your main pole, the pole that goes through is reversed. I said, oh, okay, what's going on with the magnetic field? And they said mentally it made everything flip. So we have to look at the mental now. So the mental affects the physical. If we started working on this, what is towards self? Okay. Now this is where you're going to find that you have your 4-year-old self. Now your
is
4-year-old self came up with a strategy, honey.
is that why I'm constantly shivering, shaking if I'm standing or lying in bed? I'm like shivering and shaking. That's the nervous system.
Yes. So let me explain what's happening. We are made of energy, frequencies, and your electromagnetic energy is meant to be like this, back and forth. What's happening is that your electric field is working, but your magnetic field is really weak. So if I were in front of you, I would say, okay, hold this phone, the thing that's electrical. And if you had a good magnetic field, you'd stay strong. But if I looked at this and said, you have nothing, so your shields are down. So now I have to look and see where your aura is. Your aura is right here.
Yeah, it's inside.
Okay, it's too close. And this is why the body is like saying, I can't help. And I need help. And I said, well, what do you want me to do? And then Spirit said,
Ferment.
they're looking at the auto response. They said that there's an auto response. Both. What do you mean? Both. Efficiency and auto response. Okay. Okay, so your needs are not being met. I said, just this results that happens, is this what you're saying is the needs? No, something before that. The relationship field, the need was not met. Your 4-year-old, the first time its needs were not met, it panicked and began to live a lie that had to do with there's something wrong with me. It boils down to that simple. There's something wrong with me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to do is that spirit wants you to just follow along with me. Okay, just start. I don't know if you can see well or not, but you know at the beginning of your eyebrows? Okay. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. I want you to just really believe how you know that statement. There's something wrong with me. Physically, look, it's all showing up. Now go to the end of the eyebrows. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. There's something. Really focus on how you know that. Go to the top of your eyebrow. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Okay. Now you're going to come to underneath your nose and here, there's something wrong with me. You can do them together or separate. There's something wrong with me. Again, really focus it through your face of how, and you're seeing the end. There's something wrong with me. Look, there's something wrong with me. Okay. And then the collarbone, come to the bones here and slide right into the hole. Oh, my collarbone's crooked. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Really look at how you know the external. Now come down here onto the sides. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Okay. Now you're going to come back to the top of your head. Make sure you do it both halves. There's something wrong. Yeah, there you go. Something's wrong with me. You can do it however you choose to do it. There's something wrong with me. Now come here. Make sure you get all of this. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Now what's happening is that the body, you're hitting all the meridians. Okay. We're going to add a couple extra steps. Thumb, it'll be this point right here. Now I'm going to hit this. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Now we're going to do the pointer finger on the outside here. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Really focus on how you know. Oh, I heard all the doctors say this. Do your middle finger. There's something wrong with me. Go to the second. Second. There you go. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Listen in your head about how you hear the doctors. There's something wrong with me. And now I want you to skip to the, we did the pinky. Come down here. Something wrong with me. Come to your pinky. There you go. Something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Really feel, oh my God. There you go. Very good. Now you're going to come to the side of your wrist. Remember that bone right there? You can chop it like that if you want, or even do both sides if you'd like. Just flip that around. There you go. There's something wrong with me. Now get back into that feeling. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. You're going to come to the top, this here, right? We're going to come to the top part right here. And we're going to use all four fingers, okay? Along that whole line. So you have it like this, just turn it a little bit so that you're lining up your four. There you go. Yeah, yeah, good. So now notice you have it here, just come more towards the pinky. There's something wrong with me. 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 Really get back into that face, get back into the face, do the other side, balance your, hit your thumb on the other side. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. You're going to go to your pointer finger after you get the few from, there we go. Now, there you go. Right here, best you can. Yeah, that's it. There's something wrong with me. Something, really get into it in your face. Okay, there's something wrong with me. Yep, middle finger, stick that out. Stick out your middle finger. Okay. Now, notice that you want to pull out the second finger, sweetie. There you go. And then when you're done with that, just breathe, really focus. Look at how you know the meaning, how you know the words. Now come down to the pinky. Wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Okay. Very good. Come to the, we're just going to, yeah, I'm just going to have you do that real quick. Something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Now, are you starting to feel a difference already? The mental and the emotion. Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're healing. You're doing it. Now, do you like this better than the chaos? Yeah. Yeah. The truth is there's something else wrong with you, but you can fix it. You got to get out of it. You can't. You're going to. Do the back of your hand right here. Like that. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Okay. So now I don't care which side you choose to hit, but you're going to take and you're going to focus. You're going to breathe and you're going to feel, and your eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open. Look hard down to the right. Keep your head straight. Look hard down to the left. Now I want you to do big cat eye circles. Keep your head straight. Now you're going to open your eyes and you're going to slowly, you're going to keep tapping, but you're going to slowly look down and make big circles, but slowly start to circle up. And if you blink, okay, whoops, yep, gonna start over. Start over. Notice how your eyes are out of sync. Just breathe in, relax, eyes open. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Eyes open, closed, eyes open. Reset. Look down, hard down to the right. Look hard down to the left. Now slowly start to open up your eyes in circles. Okay, notice how quickly you did that? Stop, breathe again. And what we're doing is just helping her reset because in her mind, everything is like happening. Everything is happening. Remember, this is about relationships. Look hard down to the left. Start making big cat eye circles again. It's nice and slow. Not too fast. That's a little better. We'll accept that for now. Now slowly go blink your eyes, look hard down to the right, and then start doing small or big circles. Slowly. Let's start off on the right side. There you go. There, see your left brain and right brain starting to communicate. Much better, much better. I'll take and accept that. Very good, very good. Now I want you to hum for me. Can you hum? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say it out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now hum again. And what happens is you start, your body did a small shift, not in the head. I felt the shift in the body. So this is again, you're just going to run through and go. Notice that you're looking through your face and I'm deficient. Oh my God, I can't, I can't even remember the word. What words are popping in your head now? You tell me what words it is.
Blindness.
Okay, now go here. Blindness, 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 blindness. Notice that's where you're hyper-focused. Blindness, blindness, blindness. Down here, blindness, blindness, blindness. Come to your thumb. Blindness, blindness, blindness. Really focus and for pointer finger. Okay. Blindness, blindness. Really look to your face about how you know and how you know. Come down to the middle finger. Blindness, blindness, blindness. Go down to your pinky. Really, just really focus. Ah, see. See, this is the hardest one because it's physical. You can see it. Come down to your karate chop point. Yeah, but it's physical. It's real. See, it's affecting me. I can't make this stop. I can't make this stop. This is where you're just focusing, and then all of a sudden you can slip in a thank you spirit. Oh my God. And then come to the back. Blindness, 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 blindness. Now, before we get over to the other fingers, we're going to swap it up. Ready? Eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open. Look hard down to the right. Look hard down to the left. Now you're going to slowly do small cat eye circles. Not too bad. Oh, but we got a yawn in there. We got some energy moving. Very good. Okay, so now just blink and we're going to start down to the hard down to the right and slowly make that cat eye circles. Very good. Now hum for me. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
Now hum again. And now all of a sudden I felt this harmony, a little bit more harmony. Let's do the other side. I know this sounds like, but I really want you to take this serious, okay? Okay, so just by doing that, you can make sure you do the rest. You can do the right side too and do it again. Where do you feel you're at? You got to feel that spirit is helping me. You got to feel, you got to step up and work with spirit. What do you feel?
More grounded.
Okay, now that's
Not
perfect.
so all
That's
over.
good. Now you got this coming back a little bit. This one, oh, your pull has now flipped in the right direction. That's good. That means you are grounded. Now we're going to pull from spirit. Okay, so if you just begin to notice to do the other side. So we're just going to go. What cup pops up? Is it the blindness now still or something else?
Exhaustion.
Exhaustion. All right.
That I want something good happening in my life because
Okay.
everything has changed and I'm just too
Okay.
much.
Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Notice you're hyper focused and it doesn't allow you to see the quantum field. Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Now do your pointer finger. Too much, too much, too much, too much. Do your pointer finger. Do the middle finger. Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Okay, now go down to your pinky. Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Go to the side of your hand. Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Very good. Now this here, too much, too much, too much. Ready? Eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open. Look hard down to the right, look hard down to the left. Too much, too much. Make circles. Keep your head straight. And then none. As you start to look hard down to your left, there you go. Let's get back to that corner one more time for me. Okay. Hard down to the left. And then you're going to just slowly open your eyes and make a circle. Okay, so that's okay. There. She can only do one eye at a time. We accept that. We accept that. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Now you can stop. And now you're going to turn and you're going to go to the heart. Look down to the heart, down to the left, or down to I'm totally confused. Go to the right. Look hard to the right, and then make big cat eye circles. Very good, very good. And if you don't want to tap or you can't tap, then you can use your hands. You literally, yeah, take your hand for a minute. You can even hit this one on the back of the chair at the same time. Like for me, I'm hitting my back of my chair. So I'm going to put my hand here and I'm going to follow. That tells me my pace. That tells me, and if you blink, you got to start over again. But yeah, you do it a little bit slower, and then you can. Now, let's get back to tapping and start. Now, remember to keep your head straight. Now, this is what when you do. Tap and hum. All right, now count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hum again. Okay, there was a small shift. There was a small shift. Now, is it still too much? I want you to be the healer now. I want you to be the warrior. I want you to go, I know the answer.
Getting feeling of more peace.
Okay. Place your hand over your chest and then one over your forehead. And I want you to just start saying, okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I want you to just start to drop in and just say, thank you, Spirit. And you will start to feel that, yes, thank you for the answer. Thank you for the answer. Thank you for the answer. And you are going to hold this. There you go. You have the answers. You just have to remind yourself how to get out of it. Okay. Now, as she's doing this, what are her answers? The first thing she's going to do is stop believing the lie. Notice how you're hyper-focused on believing the lie. That's what fear wants you to do. Fear's telling you what? What's the fear telling you? Why is fear?
I'm just exhausted. Everything in my entire life existence is changed. And it's so too much. And it's not just one thing. Right after I was hospitalized and I got the diagnosis for diabetes type 1, I got 20 days of water diarrhea and vomiting. After that, I got endometriosis cramps and I went to the hospital again and I got morphine pills because I was so much in pain. And this has lasted like for 2 months and I have had non-stop with pain with like my whole body. Like I was blue and green in my entire arms. I'm just like,
Okay, that is the physical reality. But are you also a spirit? I know it's hard to believe you are one, but you are. And fear is telling you the truth. Hey, see, this is real. This is real. And is it true? Is it really true on the spiritual level? Is it true?
I am trying to see it through the spiritual
Okay,
level.
no, okay, so fear is saying this is the truth. This is what it fears. This is what it's running from. Fear is fear. Fear is saying this is what I do. I make your life worse. Fear is not saving you.
It's really need some positive and good things in my life.
Right. And what did you just do with EFT?
I grounded myself.
Right.
So,
And it doesn't feel like it's, but you said,
so if I
yeah,
continue,
the fear owns you and we don't want it to own you anymore. So you said I wanted some positivity in my life. You just got some, but may not be the need you want. You're like, I just want what? What's the first thing? Good news
Safety,
of what?
just safety and good news and happiness.
Okay. Why do you believe you're not safe? Tell me why you believe you're not safe.
I just need, I am that always been that person that needs to be locked inside for a while, not having communication or with anybody or just not doing anything or talking for a while.
Okay.
Because I'm a highly sensitive empath, I just hide for a couple of months.
Okay, so that's nothing wrong with that, but fear is in charge, not your spirit. Fear lies to you and makes you think it's the truth. It's not the truth. And so your reaction, your fear is saying that it's real. Now you've got to decide how much effort and consistency you want out of this. Okay. And I'm just a catalog so that you can see this. When I fell, fear was trying to come in and tell me, you can't physically move. It felt like my one leg was paralyzed. And I'm like, no, no. It's not that I was denying. I was not going to accept. I said, Spirit, you're going to help me. Thank you, Spirit. I followed Spirit. Every time fear came in, I said, no. Somebody have a conversation with me about something funny about this. I didn't follow it. I didn't run. I chose to not ever do that again. You understand? You got to give yourself permission and you got to say, no, I am going to take, and I know that Spirit has the answer. I'm
Did
getting it.
I did I gain my weight because of the insulin or because of the stress?
Your body is gaining weight to protect because it's all screwed up. The communication system is down. Instead of having where all the trains can go and miss each other, now everything's crashing, everything's piling up, all the energies are all over the place. And because of it, your body is saying, I need help. And I will give you some information after the show. And I gave it to you before, but I want you to really be open to listening to why it could work.
I
Okay?
will. I will.
Because all I can tell you is that I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to try this. And all of a sudden it's working. It's freaking working.
I want that.
Now, you've got to decide to fight for yourself.
I want to fight for myself. I just exhausted, but I want to. I
Right.
want
But
to
you
be
have to
free.
not believe your own BS. And when fear comes in and tells you to believe this, see, here's evidence, here's evidence. I know that that's a big hurdle, but that's when you want to become a healer, you got to believe the biggest lie, and that, oh my God, physically, it's impossible to move beyond that. It's not true. Okay. Notice how you feel your body and you just go, oh my God, there's something wrong. No.
It's just tired, overwhelmed, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
it's like poking everywhere, and it's like too much. So
Right.
it's just overwhelmness, and it's just too much emotional things in my body,
All right. So
and
just
it's
take
been
your
that way
magnet or
for
your
a month.
hand right now, and over these 2 points, I want you to do this. Right now, your aura needs you. Okay. You need to build your magnetic up energetically because right now you're absorbing everything. Now I want you to rub. You're absorbing everything. This
Yeah,
aura needs to come out. Now, this is a heck of a lot better. See, I can show you got movement in the right direction. If I look and find where your aura is right here. So your body is starting to feel better. You need that aura out. Holding space for yourself. Fingers in belly button and forehead. This may look stupid and sound stupid, but it's not. If you sit there and you
oh,
hold it, you're going to start feeling them connecting. And as you feel them connect, you're going to feel and you're going to breathe life into it and pump it out. And you are going to notice when it's down. You say that everything affects you. Fine. You know what? Shields up. I'm going to do it right in front of you. But it's about, I am no longer going to engage. You have to say no. The real you, stand up. Spiritual you, stand up. You got it? Now your aura, just by doing this, and it looked like nothing, you can't find the why, but you need to find the why. Let me tell you where your aura is right now. It's out, even past your fingertips now. Now you've got to engage. Now, if I were to test this field, it is a 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, your shields are at a 4. I want you to put your elbows together and I want you to go just like this. Okay? You're going to kick out everything that pissed you off. Okay? Elbow to elbow. Elbow to elbow. You're going to cross over, make a figure 8, and then you're going to just, you've got to get into it. You know, be the warrior. Okay?
Thank
And
you.
just by doing that, she did it not as with force as I did, but just listen. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She needs to get it to 10 and she needs to keep it there and she needs to know of when it starts. The shields are going down. Wait, I can do this. Get out. And then you can do even heaven and earth because you're doing the figure 8 above, figure 8 vertical. And as you do those and you're building that basic shell, it's not to keep you out. It is, wait a minute, I don't need this in my space. The other thing you got to start doing is you need the crossovers. Start sucking. It only sucks love from the field. That's the bottom of your foot. So you just open those up. When you're in fear, it closes them off. Love can't come in. Light can't come in. You cannot have that. So you're going to suck, suck, suck. And here's the other thing you're going to do. You're going to grab here and you're just going to rub at the top and you're going to slide to the right of your hip. Okay, you're going to just start making crosses. This is going to help put your armor on like a seatbelt and keeps you from having to go deep in that depression. But you got to discover the lie. Do you understand? You got to discover the lie. What's the lie?
The matrix, what people
Fear.
don't know, what people don't see.
No, okay. You are waking up. What's your lie? The lie is what? The lie is fear is the truth. And fear is my leader. Oh, it tells me my body's dying. Oh my God, I'm stuck with the answer. No, that's the lie. Choice. You always have choice. You say, okay, and this is what I've done. I don't care how much chaos you're throwing at me, telling me I'm supposed to force to believe this. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. When they're not looking, give me the answer. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Even when they're looking, I have the answer. And it's not that you're stubborn. It's just that you know love can conquer fear. Love can conquer evil. Do you understand that? So this is your true test. I'm going to embody this. Now, if your littles are living outside going, I don't have my needs met, you need to bring that part of you in and say, thank you, Spirit, for I'm going to hold space for myself. Because if you are going to have the tape running in your head, who's doing the listening? Because it's not the observer. It's the part of you that's just a part. Okay? Why do you need to believe your own BS? Because belief systems can be changed. The world is changing because we need to change the belief systems. Civilization is changing as we know it because we're changing the belief systems and we're returning to joy. No more of this negativity, bashing and hurting and alpha and beta and da-da-da. We want to create an ecosystem in a circle, not hierarchy system. Okay? So it begins with you. I don't care how much things look. It begins with you. Thank you for the answer. You sit in vision reality. Inside, contemplate. You've got this. Your aura. Can you feel your aura? How strong it is?
So much more than I actually thought I
I
could.
want you to memorize it. And when somebody starts tapping on it, you say no. You start to hear the fear going, oh, I'm going to get past it. You are the, no, I am that, comma, healthy. I am. You don't let fear put the what it is. I am that. I'm sick. No, no fear. No, I'm not denying it. I'm taking charge. We need to get you to start putting in the light. Then you can support with all those nutritions. Okay? I love you.
I love you so much more.
We will talk to you later. Okay, sweetheart?
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Linda, for waiting and everybody else waiting. Thank you for the support and the love that you had given and poured in. I've seen it over here. Don't let fear write your story. Take that pen back. And this is what I teach in tribal. This is why I'm honing in on the basics. I really need to get this message to one step at a time, but I need you now to understand the why, the importance, to see the parameters so that you can grab a hold of the actual big T truth of love. And you don't have to believe with fear anymore. Okay? Wonderful, wonderful. And we will, Linda, are you just about right? Oh, and you have a gift, Sarah. Sarah, you got a gift. I have to see where I wrote things down. Oh, here it is. For Sarah, we're going to pull you out here and because you got a chat, Sarah. You have a chat. It was gifted to you from, can I say who it was from? Anyways, you got a piff. You got a piff. Okay. You got a piff. Hi, Ernie. How are you? So, what do we have? What do we have? Just checking to make sure Linda's ready. I don't want to put her on the spot and, and do something in between while I'm waiting. So yes, Ayme has sent you a gift, Sarah. Ayme has sent you a gift. And we're going to look for Linda and see if she's ready. She might be busy. Might be, oh, that's why, the arrow. Stupid thing. All right, Brenda, you got this now. You've got this. You've got this. There you go. There you go. Queen Bee, hi. Oh, what did you get out of that last one? You can heal yourself. You can do the tapping. You don't have to. Why did I include the fingers? Why did I include the eyes? Left brain, right brain. It's your eyes is what see. It comes the direction, and your brain needs to understand where it is in space and time. And if you kind of leave that out of the equation, then you'll have to look at it and see it somewhere else. And I want you to help you to become whole. Help you to become whole. Lordy, Lordy, how does Spirit want me to show up today? That's what I said. Oh, do I want to get shown up today? I do like the orange. I love orange, actually. I always wondered, why doesn't anybody pick orange? And my ex-father-in-law, my deceased father-in-law, oh, I don't even know how to. Anyways, I asked him what his color. He goes, my color is orange. Thank you. And I said, orange. There's somebody does like orange. And I thought, why did I choose purple? Why have I? Because it excites me. But I also realized I let people tell me what colors excite me. And all of a sudden I had chose green one day, and I still can have not just one, I can have many favorite colors. And I had somebody goes, no, you can't. That's mine. I'm like, okay, that's in a childish way of thinking. So no, I'm going to outgrow this. And then Spirit says, well, look at, I painted the sunset orange today. And I'm like, oh my God. And when I started to make a mural and I put pinks and purples in and blues, people are like, that's not what the sky looks like. I go, look again. God paints with all colors. And all of a sudden it was like, so can I. So can I. We got to take these belief systems and say, is it true? Is it true that we have to think one way? Is it true? And we don't have to. We literally can allow ourselves to rewrite belief systems. And we can do it with love. We can do it with our wholeness. We can do it. Okay. So let's see what we got. Let me cross this off. Melody, we love you very much. Keep healing. And we got Linda up next, and we have Morgan in chat. We have and Sarah. So we will get there. We'll get there. We have for the PIFs right now, we have Nichole, Angela, Autumn, and Vicky. If there's anybody else. Oh, really? Is that? Oh, it's being stubborn today. Let me get the number for Miss Linda. Okay, let's see. They're asking for that one? That's just bizarre. Yeah, I don't need anybody to. Yeah, okay. Here I come with all the information. Let's see if I can type it correctly. Oh, no, that's right. Sometimes you never know whether or not if my numbers are going to transpose. I always have to watch out for that. Train myself to look and see it. Not with paranoia, but with an awareness. That happens. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, it's upgrading. No problem. We'll wait. No problem. You shared. Thank you so much. Pink hearts. Love that. Yes. Beautiful friend in Michigan. And I met her. We weren't friends because we just met. And then as we started to get to know each other and allow that space to grow, and what always got me about the 3D world was, well, I don't know you, so therefore I can't be friends with you. Well, the art of feeling the relationship and bonding definitely out of sync with that person, but with this person, we were in sync. We could feel it. And then after a while, we started to bond, and then she'd go, pink hearts. And that was her way of saying, I love you. Um, so you have these beautiful people that have been in your space or are still in your space, and it doesn't matter whether you're talking or not talking, you can still hold the space. Really? Okay, okay, we're gonna start again. I'm gonna copy again. I'll send this. The last 6 digits is the passcode. The first set of digits is the ID. So maybe I wrote the wrong, see. One, and then the passcode is, okay, so the first is the ID. We got ID. And then the passcode is the last. So the code. There. Communication, being in sync. Let's get it. I wanted a braid, and I started off with 2 types of braids, but then, God, I just loved how solid this was. And then again, it was like, does it have to match a match, or can it be expressed? I thought, well, there is 2 sides of me. I sent the look again. It shows them individually, so you can see it. There you go. Changes are afoot. I could feel it. There's this big wave. If I were to teach something else, what would you like me to teach? I need to hear back from you. I need to know if we didn't have this format, if there was another video format I had done, what kind of video format would you like me to do? I'm curious. I'm curious. I need to get feedback of what is it that people want to hear. And so it's like I'm on the search for a soul search at this moment of what it is, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I know it'll be something. Different. Oh, different. Discord. I think you have to pay for it. So right now I'm still in the cheap mode. The organic mode, because I had thought Patreon and all that, but I don't have enough followers to have that. And again, if you are on YouTube, please be a subscriber. I'd like to get at least 1,000. I don't even have 500 yet, and that's not begging. It's just that it's up to you. Oh, the Discord servers are free. I'll have to check into that. Thank you very much, Morgan. Oh, there she is. There she is. There she is. Oh, we got. Come on, Spirit. Let's make it work. Come on. Gotta hear Linda. Oh, one more. One more. Yes. No, I can't hear you. maybe it's me. No. Did I already? Yeah, I already had a live person. So yeah, I know my volume works. Okay. Oh, she's there. Just can't hear her. She's silent. I can hear your volume up.
Oh,
I hear
I
your
have
problem.
two things.
There we go.
Oh my God, so
I can.
annoying. Okay,
All right.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. We got this. Okay, we're gonna make it.
Ooh.
Darling, congratulations on winning. And it's funny, you know, we go over. I appreciate the energy exchange back. That makes me happy. That's good. We both honor each other. How can I help you?
I am to let spirit take the lead.
Okay, the thing on your neck, it's interesting because the first thing that comes, oh my God, hold on. I've never felt that frequency before. I can't even remember your name. Remember I told you I spelled it with a Y? All of a sudden I wanted to call you Teresa. I've got like 30 names that want to come in at once. This frequency is like, whoa, just okay, it's okay. My nerves have got to get used to this. Give me a second. I almost wanted to put me in a flip spin. My brain was like, no, okay, everything's starting to calm down. Okay, I think I got this. Magic carpet ride. Yes. All right. The thing on your neck.
I had to wear this today.
Oh, it looks like a turtle, but it also
It
looks
is
like
it's a scarab. Remember I told you about the Egyptian beetle and it had to be lapis?
there you go.
That's
There you
it. And I had to wear it today.
Okay, that means a lot. So for some reason, oh, thank you. It's a portal key. It's a port key. All right. Okay. If you guys don't understand what's happening, I'm being teleported consciously somewhere. The air is dry. It smells like dirt. I feel like I've just gone to,
Sand?
where am I? Am I near the pyramids? Where am I going? Oh, wait, it's not even on this planet. That's why. Hold on. Not surprised. Give me a minute.
It's
Where am I at? Okay, so they said get back to who I am. All right, my physical body is trying to figure out what's going on. So you've been downloading this new frequency with your old frequency, and it's like there's fighting over the names. So physically you're like, I'm this, and they're like, no, you're so much more. You're like queen, I'm gonna say, is this similar to the? No, okay. Okay, so I'm definitely more light. If you could feel I don't have legs. I'm definitely this spiral of vortex of energy. So I'm not really form. So I'm in this state that she's getting information as, not, okay, so that's important. Information as. Oh my God. Okay. All right, shame. Shame is not supposed to be part of your realm anymore. Okay, so it's
no.
the world's realm, but your matrix is changing. So they said there's this cleaning out. So you would get called many names. Um, you have claimed many labels as names, but you're none of those. You're not as solid as you think you are.
I am not.
Okay. So my whole being right now is if I could vibrate in and out of existence, I'd be warping in just color.
Yeah.
If you literally just see me, I would just be a movement of color.
Yeah, that's
I
how I
said,
see.
and they said, and you're bringing voice to this consciousness. Now you are the consciousness, but you are on a recorder consciousness, meaning you're taking part of the whole and you're traveling. So you're a soul with consciousness. But this is a particular part of you that says that I came from, I was coming from. So, like, you have the whole, correct? You have the whole. But what happens is that you got stuck on the way of going, well, see, you were about ready to go back. So I'm just saying self-preservation. You over-identified with self-preservation. but it wasn't by accident, it was by choice, because you had to understand the peoples. And they put the S, the peoples, meaning there's many different tribes.
Whoo, yeah.
Now, it's like you wanted to, now I feel it's in the same consciousness, but yet in a different scenario, in a different planetary space that you had done. So this is like a parallel, not quite a paradox, but a parallel. And you were looking at different perspectives. So you'd zoom from here and you'd zoom from here, but different perspectives. And one perspective really grabbed you, and it was the hierarchy of Earth. And it was what the consciousness was doing was that was okay, so you physically chose this form here and now to embody, to say, I needed to understand the 3D from the 5D. I needed to understand the hierarchy of the pimp and the hoe. And if people don't understand what I'm talking about, there's archetypes. And the archetype that's been on this planet in the 3D realm is not ecosystem, it's a hierarchy system. And it was always about like go from who's in charge and who wants to tell and who wants to hold on. So you got the 1%ers, you've got the benevolence, either you're the queen and you're still in charge, or you are this pimp or this president or whatever, somebody that's in charge. Again, it's the vertical, or yeah, the vertical hierarchy. And you were looking at this, and one person can, you have to have the opposite. So it was a splitting of the yin and yangs. It was a splitting, but it wasn't just splitting, it was the hierarchy. You're meant to experience physically about it. Now, yes or no, have you experienced the pimp and the hoe whole system of hierarchy, who's going to control? And the whole thing about when somebody is stronger than you or alpha than you, superior than you, you're supposed to be the victim. You're supposed to be the bully and the victim. They're supposed to be just the one that's sweet and the bully, and the sweet and the bully. And then you are supposed to learn that. And then you're supposed to be the sweet and the bully. And then you're supposed to be the victim. And your whole, it's like you got to the bottom and you smashed. Okay, so you're picking up your little cubical parts, means abstract parts of you, and trying to put yourself back into a whole in the objective field and then into your subjective field inside. And I think you understand what I mean by those three realities. Now, what's happening is you start to pick up your pieces. As you start to pick up the pieces, you have these pieces that don't look like they're meant to. It's like, is this yours? And they said if you were to turn the cube, you'd start to notice that there's at least 4 pictures. But if you start to turn the cube more, all of a sudden it turns to 8 sides. And you turn the cube more and you're like, what? So it's not one picture. So in 3D, it's one picture. It is, you know, do or die, or it is to fight or to be the victim. And you in this one piece, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? You keep asking. You came here to Earth School. You are... Wake up. You're more than the one piece. Your third option, your togetherness, your wholeness, the yin and yang turning sideways so that it's in harmony. And you're starting to see it. You're starting to see it. They said you really got to understand shame, how it is given and receiving, how it controls, how it creates this hierarchy. You don't need that. You need to make the ecosystem now. You are in charge of creating certain planets, and because you forgot how to do it. You're like, okay, a little bit of salt, a little bit of assholes, oh, that's too much assholes. Whoops. Now I've got to start over. And you started over, but now you're looking, but you're like, I can't see the formula. Well, the formula is hidden inside James.
Yeah, it's funny because when this conversation started, I was looking at my light. Okay, here comes the metaphor. So I was looking at my light, and it started. The codes started going all around it. So I was like, "It's in my light."
Remember that movie? I don't remember the name of the movie. Signal, something like this, and the code was written this way.
Yes.
I always see you having the answer, and it's written this way.
Yeah. They have me do it. I have to do codes. And it's funny because when you were talking, I was like trying to like see what they were showing me, and it was like they're still showing. I could still see them. It's all these circular. They're going this way, but there's multiple. So
Yeah.
it's like my self here, but oh my god,
So
in multiple
right. So
places
let me explain that for you. It's called
in
interference
English.
pattern and interference patterns. So that means here's a tuning fork, and then it sets off. This one can match it, and they can be in harmony. But if this tuning fork set off and this tuning fork set off, and then all of a sudden it creates a distraction. So it can be constructive or destructive. Okay. And as you are learning to find your harmony with these pieces, you got to set the neutral tone. Okay. So that you magnetically start to pull in this frequency, this dance. Dance. Again, it's the infinity. And the ones that don't want to harmony, those are the ones that are resisting. Those are the ones with inside of you. You go, okay. So for instance, you know that this piece is supposed to be part of you. Okay.
Yeah.
So inside of you, you will stand and going, okay, it's separation. It's old 3D. It's like irrelevant. I'm irrelevant, or there's a separation. What's going on? And they said, if you can heal the negative aspect in you. Like if somebody said they didn't like that part of you, you don't go in ego and try, okay, I'm going to change myself so they'll like me. No, that just creates karma. Or you're going to go, I'm going to go and I'm going to beat you up. No, that creates karma. They said in you, when you're looking at these mirrors and you're looking at it, if you happen to go it less than love, you need to look within yourself and say, do I have to believe it's true? Because if their energy is invading your space, you're gonna be the victim, and you're like, wait a minute, I've been here before. Why do I have to believe physically? Yeah, I can feel it. But what if I were to be the light and say, thank you, spirit, thank you, spirit, thank you, spirit, and all of a sudden the answers begin to come to you. And the very thing that we thought was completely real begins to change. And that's what's happening right here on the planet. Things that we were so certain, like, I got this scar, it'll never go away. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I used this cream and it went away. Or your body starts to heal in a very unique way. But it's in the belief, the belief, the belief. They said the biggest belief is that you are inspecting. You got caught up. This one cube of you is caught up. If we were just say, thank you, Spirit, let's turn the cube so we can look for a new perspective. If we can turn the cube and collect the information within, and we're going to get these wisdoms, you're going to find out is that you don't have to speak as magical, that to believe fear is saying is the existence. You can say, okay, cancel, clear, delete, and thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Getting into that space, they said you already know the space. You're in the command seat. You're in the space. Notice how you're going to wake up to you going, I believe that crap. Hold on, wait. Why do I need to believe that BS? And you're not going to see it at first, but you're going to notice other people really distract. Oh, it's like if you think of politics, what? There is a very much a contrast, complete difference. Sometimes you have to do this and not get sucked in.
Yeah.
Not take what that is and make it believable. And oh, that's the truth. Just stand back, and this is where you're going to connect more as your spirit and your heart. You're meant to create an ecosystem. So in your new planet, you're going to get that wisdom. They said the biggest thing for you to heal, and again, it goes with shame, but it is no matter, okay, so it's part of like I'm doing tribal. It's breaking down a simple phrase. What I like about you is what I like about me. What I don't like about you is what I don't like about me. And you are not meant to look at it through the 3D lens. You are meant to look at it and going, what is this reflection saying? Where do I believe in separation? Where do I believe that I've lost power? Where do I believe that they have power? Where do I believe? And that is where you have to look. Because when the matrix is that, oh my God, And no, they said that you have been waking up. Your heart scarab has everything to do with this information of truth. And it is when you have the heat of the ego, of when you were completely separated. And they said there's a part of you that you believe that they're invading your space, and you immediately put meaning to it, meaning you pulled something from the past and says, this is what it means. They want you to go, as the spiritual being, wake up, use the observation, look back and going, I put meaning to that. Even if they are doing it, I don't have to give my power. You are meant to pull it back and stop playing in these games. This is a
Yeah, that
very
was
key piece of you that you need to create your reality.
It's pretty much what happened yesterday. I think I had a little bit of a meltdown yesterday, and it was building up, and I had a conversation with my sister, and I could hear unhealed things in her, and I was like, can we stop with the pimp and hoe energies in this fucking family? I'm like, I've had enough. I've had enough, and I don't want any part of it. And if you choose to stay in that frequency, that's your shit, not mine. I want to heal. So I broke down at my kids because I said, listen, I have to apologize. I have to take accountability. I have to be responsible for my healing and my change and my actions towards every single person around me. And I had to thank them because these three souls chose to come here with me to do their own healing. But I'm starting to see a lot more now that they are three of my biggest healers and my helpers. Not my healers, because I heal myself, but they are awakening things in me that I am choosing to change in my family line. And a big part of it has to do with the fallacy. The that word just has been coming up, and it irks me anytime that word comes up, and I'm like, I want no part. And it also takes me back to, okay, Reina is my name. Reina is the leer in me, and I'm in the ship, I'm in the fleet with a whole bunch of them, my comrades, and it's very phallic and very masculine. And I was one of the top females up there with them. And all they wanted to do was war, war, war. This was when the war was going on. And I was helping to communicate to get things regulated and in peace. But because I wasn't carrying a phallic thing, my presence was pretty much non-existent. It wasn't listened to.
Yes. Yes, that was definitely the old 3D. Oh, she froze.
Yeah, no, that was me. I was.
Oh, I should have known.
No, I'm sorry. I was there for a moment.
Okay, no, I thought you were like my bird Charlie. He freezes.
No, yeah, I freeze sometimes. It's just me glitch.
No, that's okay. No, what's interesting is that you said the word phallus, and the thing is that yes, this is how it's the dominance, and then but to get back, it's about, we think of the phallus, which is this misleading deception and this misplaced loyalty. And it was, how did the misplaced loyalty? So you're on the journey like I am, and that is one, that energy came in. Just so people understand, when that energy came in, it was very much, how does it switch from this to disharmony? And it was, they learned that if they can get you in a passive position, so when you start to separate yourself, and there was all these philosophies, you had Nichole, whatever, one of the philosophies, and there's this part of you that really separate yourself from spirit to the point that, since you can't feel, and then all of a sudden you want to feel alive, and you have to, it puts you and makes you do things in such a way that it could harm somebody, but you don't understand it. you can get lost within that separation. Okay, that's what that one part was saying. And your part of you is like, yes, how do we do it? It was to, it has nothing to just do with penises and vajayjays, but it has to
Right.
do with how the separation of the yin and yang,
Yeah.
you can't live one without the other. Okay. And when the harmony is supposed to happen, now we because of separation, we misplaced our loyalties. We are blindsided by this 3D belief system and this hierarchy that happens, that we're pillaged and we know what pain is. Physically, we believe, and oh my goodness, none of our needs are met. And the more pain that was inflicted, the more they got to feel and we got to feel. But how does something get stopped when one's behaviors changes? So then we started to fight back, and then there was this fighting and this fighting, and we stand up and we roar. But the consciousness was, we're done, taking our power back. And when you begin to energetically take your power back, all of a sudden it is not about a fight. It's about what you stand for, because you're done falling for everything.
Yeah.
And it
And
was
I have,
meant to.
oops, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to bring it up before I forget because my brain's a little foggy right now.
Okay.
Talking about this pimp hoe thing.
Mm-hmm.
My eldest son's father, um, is he tried to pimp me, but I was fighting it. I took beating after beating because I didn't want to do what he said. And he
Yeah.
is the one that tried to take my life. Okay. And I remember waking up on the floor after him um, choking me to death. I woke up because I heard Elijah crying, my son crying, and it's this scenario has been coming up like this week, and I feel like I feel it. I forgave him and all that stuff, but I'm like, okay, why do they want me to go back there?
All right, I see it. Okay, first of all, you came in as a soul that really wanted to, which makes sense of why everything's been said. To be honest, and knowing that you had to physically go there, and physically, when that happens, it leaves a fucking imprint, right?
Yes.
One, thank you, Spirit, for getting you out of that. Two, in that moment, you had an epiphany, which means you downloaded an extra part of your soul. And all of a sudden makes you rise as a different person than you did before. And that day was very
Yeah.
special because you rose and said, no.
Yeah.
You mustered your soul's urge, pushed you further to the point was, I don't have to believe this anymore. Now, how long have you been away from all that? How many years?
2007.
Good job. Good job. And don't want to go back to that. You're not running from it with
No.
fear. You are such a stronger woman. Okay. So that was your history, but the body is like going, I keep score. I said, what's going on here? Why is her soul bring this up? And it says, because it's stuck in the repulsion compatibility, the magnetic part of you, that two magnets supposed to be beautifully together. It is meant to come together, but because you had certain experiences, those two strong magnets can't come together. They repulse. So as you start to move forward, it pulls it away. This. Okay.
Yes, and I feel freaking petty. Like I'm like, why are we going there? I'm like, it makes me want to like
Right. So
be
this is what
very
you're,
petty.
it's okay. That's a sign. Your spirit goes, ooh, I'm being petty. Oh, it's connected to this. So we want to correct your magnetic field. But for you, your body, you came to the point as you start to download that other part of your soul was, I can't do this again, which was great conviction. But now we've got to get the rest of you whole. So you're going to be doing from here on out, anytime you start to feel any sign of you're less than, or love is meant to come together, or whatever, you're going to do R2D, because your body is saying that with great conviction, she said, we're not doing this again. And so any sign of like them not listening, or they're going to exert their behavior, or they're going to do this, your body goes into, I have to go survival mode. That's that self-preservation I was looking at. And now we
Shit.
want
And
this
I have,
part that's on that cube. Now it makes sense. That cube part is saying, I'm stuck there. That's what we're healing. Go ahead.
and I brought this up with my children too, because for the past week, anytime that I would get frustrated, I feel like I was getting a little petty. But I broke down yesterday and I sat them down, and that's when I started saying, like, things are going to change,
Yep.
because I don't want you guys to pick up these programs and these conditions that you don't have to carry, because they're mine, and you have every right to say, Mom, that's not okay. And I want them to, like, be fearless. I don't want them, fear is not allowed here. I want them, even if I'm their mother, I want them to come and say, like, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings. That's not okay, and your behavior is not okay. And that's why I said thank you, because they do it, and they I want them to understand how grateful, it's gonna make me cry, how grateful I am that they are here and they tolerate my bullshit,
All
because it's
right.
a lot.
Now that makes sense. So you want to do R2D. We want to get the body. We want the part of you, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual to start coming right. And so the cells, the community of your cells need to get into where it's like, you're in a different environment. Now everything else has to catch up with that. And the wisdom that we're looking for, and that cube that we found said, I have to do self-preservation. You're locked in that cube, and we're going to get you unlocked. You have to do this as often as you can. Notice when it's less than love, or when you're going there. You have this conversation with your guides, your spirit, thank you, spirit, whatever, but R2D, because it's like, I can't do it. We're going to flip that around to where you're going to take your power back, where you're beaten so much, you're like, I can't do it anymore. Tapping out, I'm tapping out. But it's in the tapping out where all of a sudden you downloaded and you can heal and realize it's not that I can't do it anymore. It's that I don't have to create that anymore.
And I felt it that day on the floor. I felt it because
I can see it.
they told me, you need to go back. My dad came through and my dad said, Linda, go back. Go back.
Uh, Ayme knows, I think, the name of the TV show. There's a TV show where it's not the same, but it can remind you of it. And there's a part of the word, there was a woman that was always beaten by her husband. He was a cop or something like this. And what happened was, is that not Sliders, that's not it. It's on Netflix. If I can find it, I'll remember to send it to you. And
Okay.
what it is that these souls from the future come in, and people's bodies are going to die, right? And then a whole
Right.
different soul downloads. But you didn't do that. You downloaded your healthier part of yourselves, those part of yourselves. Okay. So, but what it is the renewing, but it's also a different reality, different personality shows up in a
Right.
very healthy manner. And that's what you're doing. That's what you did that day. It's very strong,
Yep.
very strong. Now you're ready to take the next step.
I
Okay.
am.
Oh my God, I love how it went to not knowing what the heck's going on to make sense now. I'm definitely holding space for you. I am in awe and an honor to work with you. So thank you so
Ditto.
much. Be a part of this. Okay.
I love you.
I love you too. And we've got this. We've got this.
Yes, we do.
All right. Together we rise. Love you, babe. All right,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
And it's amazing what we can do. It's amazing what we can do. Can you see that? Can you see that, people? I think that is so, so huge. It is so important. I'm going to jump on over to Morgan real quick. Morgan, you are still here, my friend. I have to see, and then when we do that, we'll do Sarah. Love the readings. I got the gem pops. That's excellent. Great, great, great. I'm just going to see if, let's see. Do, 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 do. Love the interaction. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we can make a difference. We can make a difference. And I feel like I'm supposed to make a difference in another way, and I'm not sure exactly how. Is the memories of the past lives blending? This is not just a past life. This is your soul aspects. How do you want to call it? Your soul parts of yourself. As soon as you have certain amount of souls, that have different lives, all of a sudden you start to get the wisdom, but it's in the soul. What is that? It's not soul contract. It's a soul oversoul. And when your oversoul begins to graduate, then the souls down below begin to graduate. And when the oversoul begins to graduate and move up the ladder, then everything else takes a different position. That's all I can tell you. Okay, that's all I can tell you. But that's what's happening is that she downloaded that part of her oversoul that was ready to go, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm taking, and so that you're learning to help yourself. You're learning to create these worlds, but you're learning to know that you can go deeper. You can go deeper. Where's Morgan? I gotta flip up the screen. Where's Morgan? Morgan. What did you want to, what was your question? I couldn't find it. Yes, you can pass on the gifts. And when you feel like you've gone through the hell of not being whole and you gathered all the wisdom of pain, remember, we're returning to love because we had to find out what love was. We knew what it was, but we didn't understand it. There was no parameter, there was no appreciation, there was no reverence. Oh, no. And when we find out when we don't have it, we don't have to be stuck in those belief systems, and you can come back around and go, oh, this is beautiful. Yes, I know Morgan did. I was waiting for her to tell me what her question, I don't think I wrote it down, but I'll look again. Something about, oh yes, I got it. So one of the, okay, I'm going to ask about that. Yes, I wrote it down. Yes. All right, your body. I'm looking at the physical body representing is what you wrote, but on the spiritual sense, you're beginning to notice a pattern. The physical body is telling you that it's tired, fatigued and things, but the reason it is that, are you getting enough vitamins properly? Because boxed foods, processed foods, are not, they don't care if they say they're fortified. Sometimes your body can't process it. What I'm looking at here, so that you understand, Morgan, is this. Your liver is saying, your liver meridian and your liver organ is saying it wants to process this something differently. Okay. And so you have to look at, is there a certain amount of stress? Now I'm watching you take on, does your mother have stress? Does your family members have stress? I feel like you've taken on somebody else's stress. You don't eat right. Well, the body is definitely telling me that it wishes it had more nutrition, like B vitamins. Stress. If you're stressed, you're going to burn out your Bs. I burn all my Bs out. I even, I've destroyed my adrenals. I have to do and work on my adrenals. So for you, I'm looking at, this is a territorial fight. Now, you're coming into a certain age where you can make a choice, but do you have to fight to get it? Can you start working with this part of you that says, as the resolver, as looking at, when they tell you it's one answer, you can say, thank you, Spirit, and start receiving more answers. Every time you move forward, somebody's stopping you is what I feel. And all I can say is behind the scenes, just say, thank you, Spirit. Don't keep looking at your watch. Just know, just know. So are you taking iron because your doctor told you to, or are you taking iron because you think that's what you were told, or that is the right thing that you've learned? If it's from a doctor, that's a different story. Yes. But if I'm looking, why is it that you would have to? And they said, well, that has to do with this. There is this relationship between you and your mother. Is it good? Is it bad? How does she talk that makes you stay safe? Okay, we're going to have to talk, Robin. Have you repaired yours? We're going to need to talk. But have you, so first of all, I want to hear that answer. Hopefully it'll pop up. And I'm looking at how, if you pay attention, it's also how you think. Okay. The old 3D was, you have to do this, you have to do that. Mom said that's what the doctor said for fatigue, I think. Okay. So you're growing up, you're learning to take responsibility for yourself. And one of the things is that they said that you can physically actually begin to move. So are you doing any form of exercise, stretching, yoga, walking, moving the lymphatics? Because as you get older, your body tends to show up of what you do and you don't do. And like, for instance, somebody that will exercise with weights, when they get older, their body is going to be wanting them to work out in weights because it's memorized itself that way. And so you're going to crave to move. And if you aren't moving, as you get older, the body is saying, okay, I need you to move. And yet if you're not moving, okay. So first of all, lymphatics is what I see. Okay. Secondly, your liver is saying, what is the temptation? Temptation is something to the way you're being. The body's telling me that it is disconnected. Is her body disconnected from her consciousness, from her spirit, from a body, from her brain? Individual. Electro, it's magnetic. So there's a magnetic problem. What am I looking at? I'm looking at here. Okay, so it's here. Here. You're out of alignment with your, are you out of alignment with the high heart? So your assemblage point is off. Oh, that is what? That has to do with believing in the self. They're telling me it boils down to the believing. I'm not sure she's showing up. I think parents just make it easier for me because I don't have to do much. Okay, that's the thing. There's a part of you that your heart's saying it wants to do more. It wants to believe in yourself more. It wants to move beyond the limits. I know this sounds strange, but if you could find something you love to do, that's because you're right now, what we do is we look outside and we want that. What do you want to do? And it says here, I says, what area? And they go emotionally and physically. She wants to learn about her emotions, but physically understand the emotions. And because there is, would you say that you are come here on this earth to be able to understand emotions in the physical body much better? Because if you can find a reason, physical reason, to understand that, because you said I tried exercise. So you're saying emotionally you liked it or didn't like it. I want to, but I think it's just hard for me to do anything in the house right now. Okay, so she's aware of when she does things, she knows it feels like it's hard. I asked, why? Why? And now all of a sudden I get this craving for a cookie. And what happens is that the stress, oh, here we go. The body is saying, I'm stressed. I'm looking for nutrition like water, B vitamins. And so do you just eat random stuff? Because I feel like you are picking up, let me just check where your aura. Okay, so it's right there, right there. So your aura is going too far in and somehow you're absorbing the stress of others. And you learned as a child that it's just better to do what she says. And I feel in a way that the behavior, she knows how to change your behavior because, you know, like when my mother would give me a certain look, I knew exactly how to behave. Like, oh shit, yeah. Okay. So I knew. Funny you say cookie because I was craving something. Oh my God, I know instant. And I was going to grab a cookie. I mean, literally, if I had a cookie, I'd be shoving it in my face right now. And that's the auto response, And you're telling me that you are tired and but your body is trying to say, I need something. I need something because I'm stressed. And so the body is going to be seeking out in a certain way. And that's what I feel like for you. So what you have to do with self-care, the first thing about self-care is that I want you to notice that those energies don't have to be yours. I can't express enough. You're going to need to find the why. Why is it important to put your finger in your belly button in your forehead? You push it and lift up, smile. You need to breathe into it and hold and literally just hold. And don't go, oh, this ain't working. Don't just hold and hold. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me why this is important. And what will happen is after 2 minutes, and if you do it a couple times a day, especially at night before you go to bed and when you wake up, or you arm yourself before you around your family, or if you feel like you're in the middle of your family, oh, what happens is that it influences you. Your body says it needs this, and they have to fight. You want to know what emotions are, emotions, but right now you're feeling everybody else's emotions. You need to do the hookup, Celtic weave, connecting heaven and earth. And because you're around that family, you're going to have to do some peanut butter. Okay, that all can be found on my website. You need to do those several times a day. That's the self-care. Self-care is becoming aware when you are not being healthy, happy. Hold on, I'm going to move the energy. You are meant to physically understand how to move energy. Okay? If you can begin to understand that, and you physically start doing those things in the proper way of doing them, and you will then all of a sudden feel every time before and after, you're going to build this relationship of, yes, I don't need to feel everything. And then you'll start to notice where you end and they begin. That's what they're saying. So your body is doing its best to seek out. So you probably need vitamins. If you happen to see a doctor, can they check for it? Naturopath, can they check for it? Find somebody that can do a check, if you can. I can't tell you how important B vitamins are. They help your nerves like you wouldn't believe. Okay. I feel a part of me is wanting to start to cry, but I can't. Okay. See those words? I want to cry, but I can't. That's a question statement. How do you know it? Give it a number. And you are then going to hold right wrist, third position, nice and deep, R3D. Okay. That's what you're going to do. But if there's that feeling, because you're learning to communicate with the physical and the emotional part of you, these bodies all need to communicate. So just measure that. Hold it. I want to cry, but I can't. And just stare and see what happens. Okay. All righty. Sarah. Is Sarah here? Is Sarah here? Sarah. We do have the PIFs. I do probably should. Anybody else? Anybody else? Because right now, Nichole, Angela, Autumn, Vicky, anybody else that wants a free reading, put your name in the PIF for the drawing. We have 5 of them up. We have 5 of them up. Okay. And then just looking for names, and looking for Sarah, waiting for, let's see. Nope. Nope. Oops. What did you do? I have no clue. That's what I did. Aha. Make it bigger so you can actually see it, Brenda. Hi, Bridie. How are you? I can ask the appointments next month. Next month. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for getting her aligned to finding the answers. Finding out. Right now, in the meantime, though, start to do R3D. She's not here at the moment. Yeah, I don't see her either. Okay, so I'm gonna look at, because see, I got 5 PIFs and 4 people, and that's okay. I can hold off on the one. I will pull up the duck race. We'll go from there. That is not it, Brenda. Thank you, Spirit. We will get to the right channel. And looking for the duck race. Thank you very much. And open that up. That's an interesting thing. I normally don't. She comes up with these really cool questions. I wanted to ask, is it possible to be more than one person at a time energetically? You are one person. You are one spirit being that's connected. How many different personalities are you? That's the other thing. If you, yeah, righty, if I can write that down and remember. If you, it's the personalities. Like for instance, her signature, Linda's signature, she's one, her spirit is beaming in and it has a code. All of your cells have your code on it. This is why, like, if you were going to get one of my organs, you would have to, your immune system needs to be suppressed so that that organ would be accepted into your body. And so when you have a spiritual spirit, you're one spirit coming in and you're getting you're agreeing to the code as you come in, and I'm doing, like, for me, I'm doing the Brenda show. But if I only brought part of me in on these soul frequencies, I've only brought part of me in that can't do the job. I can download. There is a choice, from my understanding, is that my soul, more of me, if you grade it from like 0 through 10 and only 2% of me came in, I can download more of me. So it's the same particular frequency. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, what that means is I'm always going to be one person, but I'm going to have all these different personalities. So if I'm talking to Angela, it'll be one person. If I go up and I talk to my father, or if I go over and talk to a stranger, I'm going to have different social skills. I'm going to have different emotions. And sometimes personalities get developed with temperaments that I would hurt so bad that I'm angry. And now my temperament is that I'm angry all the time, but that can be healed. So personalities are very much controlled by your emotions. So you can be several personalities at once, because if you're talking to that person, all of a sudden your personality changes, talks to that person. See, the thing is integrating these particular things, these personalities, so that you can have a new reality. You are in charge of that. Does that make sense? Okay, myself, and sometimes I hear my friends' voices in my head. Okay, that previously said that. Very good. You are the observer, noticing where you've learned it, who you've learned it from. And there is a tool on my website to kick these people out of your head. Nobody's supposed to be in here, and they're not in there, but it's how you recorded what they said, their tone, everything. And as you do that, you will get guided from that. Even though you don't need to be guided from that, you change it. You change it. You understand? You are actually in charge of changing that. Okay. Now, yeah, so I will, Bridie, don't worry, I will send that to Linda. Linda, you will be getting an email from me, Bridie's email from me. So just know that. If I haven't sent it soon, then you just kind of remind me. I'll be glad to be reminded. Okay, so name roll call. Nicholas. Oh, who is here is Saint Nick? No, not Santa Claus. I want Nichole, but I feel like there's interesting. I feel like there's a male here. But Angela, I saw Angela roll call. I saw Autumn. And is Vicky here? Vicky here. So we have Nichole, Angela, and Autumn. Is Vicky here? Is Vicky here? Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Oh, there's Nichole. So Nichole, Angela, and Autumn, and Vicky. Yes, Vicky is here. Anybody else? Anybody else? I will definitely look and we'll see. Okay. Oh. I don't know why it's important, but it's here. Okay, so I have 4 names. Anybody else? What would you like me to teach? If I didn't do this type of show, what kind of show could you see me do? I'm just curious. Just curious. Makes me, it makes me wonder. So, I'm going to go over and we're going to open up and we're going to share. Ah, thank you. So, where is it? Oh, it's a commercial. That's why I can't see it. Oh, okay. Yes, there's always this commercial. It's got to sneak in here. Yeah, I'm looking at pool stuff. Yep, people. Here we go. We should be able to see it and hopefully it went live. We don't know. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you, Spirit, to help us download. Notice that my phone, what's happening to my phone? What just happened? Oh my goodness, my TikTok just went and crashed. No, phone is acting stupid. There we go. I think it's back. I think it's back. Okay. You would like to see more tribal style where you can interact with you and others. Yeah, okay. Let me think about that. That's the thought. All right, so up on my screen, I do see it finally working, and we notice that we have a construction worker, pink stars or purple stars and pink stripes, and Vicky, you're a queen. Remember, any reading you have here with me, you can always watch it on YouTube. Always remember to get notified and subscribe and share, and thumbs up would be great. We're going to hit start, and we're going to find out in which order in this case, because we know all these lovely people have won because we've gotten so many beautiful piffs today. Okay, Autumn's sneaking up. Autumn is sneaking up. Vicky, Angela, Autumn, Angela. Whoa. Woo, doggies, look at her. She just went right across the line first. So Angela, you have got the first read. Now we got 3 left. Let's find out what we've got. And Autumn takes off nice and strong, nice and strong. Can her little feet take her all the way? She does ride a bike in real life and she goes quite far. And we have Nichole. Nichole says, I am a construction worker. I'm going to do this. Queen is just a little up. Nichole looks like she's coming to the finish line, and so she'll be the second to read. Good job. Good job. Let's do this race again and find out between the last two who's going to get B, third and fourth. Ready? So we have Autumn and Vicky. Vicky, you got some lovely lipstick color on your little beaky. And Vicky says, me, me, me. Autumn says, no, me, 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 me. She's paddling her little feet, and it looks like it could be Autumn. And then Vicky will have the fourth one to read, and then we will have the fifth one we can always put onto the other show. Sounds good. I think it sounds like a plan, Stan. Oh, well. Well, I wonder if oh, you know who it is. You've got help on the other side. Thank you, Spirit. That's what we're going to do. Now, hang in there. Did Vicky or did Sarah show up? Did Cheris? Congratulations to all the winners. And the order would be Angela, Nichole, Autumn, and Vicky. But first, we're going to just see if Sarah came back. If Sarah is not here, we're going to take it and just allow ourselves to get Ayme on, and we'll go in that direction. And Spirit will tell me what to do next. Thank God for Spirit. Why? Yeah. You. That's okay. So not yet. Okay, so you don't have to go yet. If I guess we can find out. What I was going to ask you, Ayme, is if she doesn't get to come on, or if she doesn't do the chat, or if she's not here, I still can do it if you know exactly what she wants to talk about. We'll see how it goes. We'll go that route. Okay. Here comes Miss Ames. Here comes Miss Ames. And voila, she's got Pinky today. She's a Pinky.
I was freezing. I was going to come on with no hair, but I was freezing.
It's cold. It's cold where you're at. It's supposed to be your summer, ain't it still?
No, it's hot outside, but it's cold in the house.
Oh, she could turn down that air conditioning. Oh.
I did. I turned it down. I turned it up, actually.
Hold on. Nichole says, did you say I have help on the other side? I know. Well, yeah, everybody has help from the other side. It's just, do you tune in? Because you got a cat sitting on your head. And, like, for instance, Angela's son and her, he passed, and then her ex and other family members, they've chosen to work together so much that it's like they're like, hey, just listen to us. We'll help you help yourself get to where you're going. And so yes, 74 in Georgia. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. I don't even, I'm kind of chilly today.
75 here.
So
I don't. But we had a heat index of 111 today.
Well.
That's what's cold in the house.
Brag, will you?
Hey, you'll get there.
Yeah, air conditioning is a must. Over here, it's just so different in how you heat and cool your house in Australia. It's a completely different concept. It sounds weird, but you have to know the parameter to understand what really is going on. So hold on. Yeah. So for instance, like here outside is the outside at 17, which is really translate to 62.6 outside. So we have a spring, not a winter. It's okay. I love my winters here because I can have spring most of the time. That's what I like about it. All righty, let's get started. You know how we do things oh so well. So you got prepared just like Linda did. Oh, and I appreciate you guys for that. I really do. I really do. I really do. Okay, so again, if Sarah doesn't pop back on, you want me to still go ahead and do the chat, or did you want me to wait on the chat? It's up to you how you want.
To wait, because I'm not sure exactly what she wants to talk about.
Okay, so if she don't come back on, then we'll just take that one piff and we'll take that one chat for next week. Okay. Oh, okay, this is hilarious. I don't know anything about this, but somebody's calling me from the Bee's Knees Health. My phone, I never see, and it's always on mute. Bee's Knees Health. I don't even know what that is. It's in Salisbury. So health is calling you. A store is calling you. Do you or no? Gotta figure out this.
Okay, while you were talking with Linda, I was sitting here and I started rocking back and forth, but then I started doing a figure eight. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go with it. It was just the weirdest thing. And
okay, because you're in the same fields, we're holding all this space. That was exactly what happened. All of a sudden, it just, what is the bee's knees? Isn't that a good thing? I think so. So it just went, and all of a sudden, it was the highest frequency. I mean, it was really high frequency. I haven't experienced that before, but it totally made sense in my world. I don't know what spewed out of my mouth, if it made sense to you or not, but to me, it did. Okay.
It did.
And so for me, what happens is we're supposed to look at your health. You've been working on, that's great. The bee's knees is great, right? So if we look at that, when I asked Spirit what is going on, they said, things are coming together for you. Are you ready? Oh, what is that? A hesitation or is that not? Do you know what I mean? Or were you afraid to know what that means?
I'm kind of afraid, I think.
I said, is this just because she had been in that experience with that energy field? They go, no, she really believes. Oh, that's the theme today. I really believe to the bottom of my core. Remember how you used to believe, oh my God, I'm a type 2 diabetic and I believe that. I can't ever believe anything else but that. Are you a type 2 diabetic today?
No.
Your effort, your consistency, your determination had turned that around. Yes. But this hesitation, I'm trying to figure it out. And you keep putting your finger over your thing. And so you got purple lips, purple finger. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. What is really pulling me in and watching all of this? Things are shifting for the better for you, but you're kind of scared of it. things are falling in place. You understand?
Now,
You've
what
already done this.
just went through my head was starting school.
Oh, interesting. What pops up is your mother. Hey, Mom. But it is how she didn't believe in you.
That makes
But
sense.
what happens is that I'm looking at how you did not want to believe anything else. And if I look at that, it's like, don't make me go. Is it true that you didn't want to go? No. Oh, I don't think your mother wanted you to go. Meaning out of her sight.
Because if I was out of her sight, something bad was going to happen to me.
Right. Now, somehow that belief system, write that down. Ooh. So Nichole Paul says, my Nana used to use that term. It means that you are at the top or good. So you are the bee's knees. Got it.
Friday's having that cat.
Yeah. So let's look at this. What I'm hearing is that you are breaking up with the relationship of how you were supposed to be kept at the homestead. Keeping them at the homestead, keeping them around the house. All of the tools, the tactics, and all of the 3D world of all of the fears and all of the beliefs and all of the name calling, all of the criticism, all of the... Go ahead.
I remember I talked to my brother today. I didn't talk to him, I texted him. And he was, is your hair coming back? I mean, he was like fearful that I was losing my crap over not having hair.
Your response to you having no hair.
He was afraid that I was, beside myself because I didn't have hair.
Right. Okay.
And I explained to him that this time it was my choice, whereas 31 years ago, I didn't have no choice.
Exactly.
I didn't have a choice. I mean, he's like, are you going to let it grow back? And it's like, well, if it comes back, it's going to come back. If it doesn't.
Right. You are not settling for nothing anymore.
Mm-mm.
You're settling for expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
Imposing his fear for her. Yeah. So people care in such a unique way that they will have concern.
And the other thing, remember I sent you that, I'm getting hot, so it actually coming out of shock. On TikTok, there's a fake account with my new, and somebody from the recent past,
Oh, the past is coming up again. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
called me.
Physically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't answer and because I was making dinner. And then
It's the female one, not the male one, right?
right. Then
Oh,
that one texted me saying that the other one called me
wow, they really want your attention.
because of this faux account. And I'm like, so I called the first one back and I said, it is what it is.
Hmm?
It is what it is. I mean, people who know me know I'm not going to reach out like that. And she knew it wasn't me.
Right. And it's nice that they care and are concerned. But it's interesting because the first person, the relationship had what with that?
I mean, she was like, she didn't want me to be hurt.
Okay, so
by
theme
the
it. Okay, I can understand the brother knowing that you got hurt. and have seen you hurt, seen you in that response. Had the first person, have they ever seen you that way?
No.
No. So where would they so they assume that since it would bother them, it would bother you.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go.
One as well.
Okay, so
just before your live, I popped into the second one's live, and she's like, "Is this the real Ayme?"
oh, right, because all they see is a face.
All they see is the icon. But
Well,
I'm
the real Ayme
mod,
stand.
so that pops up too.
What's that?
I'm her mod, so like on TikTok,
Oh, yeah.
I'll run it
Gotcha.
and have that little person behind.
Okay. So, okay, that's interesting. Their anxiety, they don't want to be conned or scammed. So was it okay, hold on. So was it great concern for you, or was it they made it about themselves? Or was it both?
I think it was both.
Okay. So you're supposed to see how 3D world does concern. Could you feel it with spirit or feel it with fear?
No, I could feel it with spirit, but yet there was a little bit of an undertone of fear, and I
Okay.
think Robin can testify to that.
So did you feel their fear or their spirit?
Their fear.
Okay. And you met them with your spirit. Okay. So what I'm getting now is that I'm seeing okay, so your mother's fear and your belief flashed lots, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And did she go into the anxiety where if you were okay, so I just watched a TV show, Castle, and my sister just popped in my head. And what's the thing that they're wanting me to see is this. Okay, ready? My sister would call me up and then she would get into all of her paranoid, her energies would be off. You cannot be on the internet. You shouldn't be doing anything on Facebook. Oh my God, everybody's going to see you, find you, and they're going to kill you. Well, thanks. No. What? Huh? Okay. Well, you can't do it just because everybody else is doing it. And I'm like, what? And it's like, well, you can't share this, you can't share that. And it's like, when I always got done talking to my sister, I'm like this. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm crazy. I could feel it. Okay. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't talk to her anymore. Okay. I'd have to shake and fix myself up. So when I watched Castle, and it was their point was it's okay if you're sharing, but don't share too much. Now they were putting fear, they made a great story. Why? Because that's just what stories do. This is what the TV show does. And he's like, but I fear for you. And how did those criminals that they found you through your blog and what's the intention? And so there's all this fear. And I thought, well, that's bizarre that I have to see this. As you get to be more well known, it comes to anybody's next step is, are we going to draw more negative people to us? Do we feel like we can't handle it? Or can we look? Now, I don't usually talk about politics, but look at how people that are like attorneys that have to go and stand up and be the voice for people. Are they afraid that they're going to be hunted down? Look about people that are in that somebody that's running for office right now. They're going to be a voice. That means you're going to be what? More of a target.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else's fear for you doesn't necessarily have to be true for you. So now everybody's like, well, you need to wait, or everybody's opinions will come out. And part of what the message is this morning is that when you begin to feel any of these things, you are the one that's responsible about where you're going to take your spiritual wheel and put it into to create. Yes, there are these options. Yes, this is, but you can say no. Well, I can't. It's going to, because that's what fear. So you have to learn to become more spirit and less fear. So for me, it's like, okay, if I were to get bigger and get out there, I'm going to get all these, man, when you look at this and you see these comments, some of them are so ferocious and trolling, and don't feed the trolls.
No.
Okay. And we have to heal and we have to grow. So in relationships, getting closer for you, one of your main themes is you want to bring other humans closer.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been working diligently for that. And it's still part of your goal, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to bring more people in, would you have, and I think you're getting a small taste of it, your ego when you were AM, you would have loved that attention. Yes or no?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you feel about it now?
No thanks.
Okay, and Lily was the one that really taught you. Because when Lily died, you didn't have to fall into that fear state so hard that, you know, the mental anguish, the loss, and you were in a whole different space. And when people started to come around you, you're like, the pattern, I don't thank you, but no. Oh, why are you making it about you? Oh, wait, no. Oh, you could feel the difference between the eye of spirit and the eye of the ego. And you're like, no, now you're going to get out there more. That means you're going to intermingle more. That means you're going to have to physically be present more.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask, why is that? Well, they're saying that there's a part of you that has this small panic that you somehow are going to get disgraced. I said, what do you mean?
That's my mother's.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
notice you did this?
Yes. And you've been holding your lip too.
Mm-hmm. She's been very present today.
All right. So what does that tell us? It tells us that, are you supposed to overcompensate? This is part we're going to take, just a small part. Are you supposed to overcompensate when other people have emotions? Are you supposed to give up your life and take care of them? Are you supposed to stop everything and take?
As I am, I did.
Okay. Now there's not a problem with communication, but if you have to fight for your right to communicate the way you want to express yourself,
Mm-hmm.
that's where it becomes difficult. If a person thinks, so do these other people believe that you need to go and hunt these people down, make it stop, correct it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What have you learned since you began all of your TikToks so long ago? Let's pull up what you know.
that they're just going to fade away. The fake accounts are just going to fade away, and people will follow them. But I put up a video saying, you know, hey, this is a fake account. I didn't think I was going to have to do this again. Blah blah blah, and
Right.
showed, you know, my two accounts and then the fake one, and that's all I'm going to do. I don't have to, and I blocked that one.
Okay. So in the past, what have we learned? That we don't have to give away our power.
No.
So what have we learned? What's the wisdom?
We don't have to give away our power. We don't have to run to the end of the timeline because it's not the end of the world.
Exactly. And are they really a threat?
No.
No, they are going to be there. As you unfold, they are going to be there. But how you handle it isn't just about going out. Do you have to physically fight? Because I know some people that are famous and they are attacking and suing everybody, people, newspapers, and this and that, and it just puts a bad light on them. And yes, at first you wanted to say, these are my rights, I'm done. You're defaming me. But if you stand integrity in who you are, then you're not lying. You don't have to prove anything. What happens is your energy of your integrity of who you are is going to speak louder.
Mm-hmm.
Those that want to believe the conspiracies, those that want to believe in the fear, those that want to believe that the power is taken away, those that want to believe that there's an enemy, those that want to believe, they can stay in that. And what happens is as soon as you try to get out of hell, those energies got to come in to see, did you pass your test? And if you're like, and you go back in, you haven't passed your test. But as you begin to get here and you see them, but you do not have to give them your power, you can proceed out and you turn around and realize there was never a door or a gate or a prison. No, what? It's fear that keeps you stuck in there.
Mm-hmm.
And let them. Yeah, and the thing is that I know you don't want to be a target. I don't want to be a target. I just want to do love peacefully. But this is that old 3D, is that it's part of that pimp and hoe. It's part of that somebody has a target. Somebody's got to put their dream in your head and you do all the work while they sit back and reward. No, we don't have to please. It comes into healing how we take it personal. It comes into healing how all of a sudden I don't want to let them down. Oh, it's all in how we changed each other's behaviors. And if we can heal our reactions to those behaviors, I can't let them down. I got to do the right thing. I got to do the Christian thing. I got to do this. I got to do all the shit I could have would have. Thank you, Spirit. I want to get back to love, and I'm going to heal the fear. I'm going to heal. You literally take time for yourself. If you don't even believe in success or you don't believe in SP, don't. There are other tools. Mm-hmm. Other tools. You have all the tools in your toolbox.
Yep, we do.
I agree. Brady. We're done. We don't have to believe. We had to be in those energy fields. We had to, because we took like this symbol and the infinity, we turned it into a vertical situation, and we wanted to have a hierarchy instead of an ecosystem. We're returning it back with the wisdom, and it's not about war. It's about integration and unity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about taking sides.
And as I look back, somebody else had messaged me today and saying that I think there's a fake account out there. And I went and looked and I didn't see anything that was new until those two contacted me about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
And if you happen to see a fake account and you know it's a fake account, you can just report it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are things we can't see. But should you tell us? Maybe. But at the same time, we may know what's going on. We can go and we can check. Yeah, let me do my part as well. All right, we can work together. Because competition, and I believe I got to find it, the root part of competition is to be working together. I got to find that. But we're coming back to unity. So, but it's the energies of how people think, feel. It's the energies, because the scalar field is the most important thing you need to do. Is what's your relationship to yourself? What's your relationship to that energy field that's working with others?
Mm-hmm.
And you can look at it and say, I think completely different than who I was. I am not. And you are moving from immortal self, separated, immortal self. That's all there was. Put the energy into the mortal self, the solid. And, oh no, I'm dying. And then when you wake up and take your power back, the mirror in you, they can exist. Don't have to be a battle.
Mm-hmm.
It is when you start to go and, oh my gosh, I just learned that I'm supposed to be independent, not be fearful. I'm supposed to, I don't have to fight. I'm beginning to rise.
Mhm.
When you begin to understand that you were meant to not just survive that frontal lobe that creates reality, but you are the creator. But when you work with those spiritual parts of yourself, it isn't about separation. So
No.
what they're telling me for you was that your biggest thing today was you didn't have to suppress who you were.
No.
So your voice mattered in every single one. Are they still pressuring you?
No.
No, because you answered with more of your unified self.
Mhm.
And you can feel that you have your own back. You can feel the universe have your back. And you already have this knowing. So they're saying, take the next step. Okay. Yeah, you don't even need to compete with anyone, including yourself.
No.
Okay. You don't need to find things to complete you. You're there to enhance.
Mhm.
Your energy is there. It's already whole. And so when you go out into this world, you don't have to take in and go, I can't figure it out. You need to learn to just keep this bubble strong. See, we don't absorb, we observe.
Mhm. And I actually, when I was walking today, actually the last probably 3 days, I would get dizzy as I was walking and almost, um, it was like I would almost misstep. And then I would start drawing the infinity.
Yes, yes, yes. Because again, it's really strong on the planet. It really is strong on this planet. And then if you begin to, I don't know why that this colors need to be entwined here, but that's okay.
My mother.
Aligned. It could be. Oh shit. Yeah, she likes to play with hair. Yeah, I had to do it. I had to do it. Okay, yeah, aligned. We are more aligned to a healthy alignment. Remember, there's always going to be interference patterns. But what is it you're going to start to believe? Your fear or spirit? So as you begin to bring people closer to you, you've had a whole array of being around people close to you and how you got caught up in their reality and their illusion became your delusion. And you had to wake up and go, whoa, 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 that's not me.
Yeah.
You did it with a grace and ease. You did it with a whisper. You didn't have to get slapped back into who you are spiritually. So can you be proud of that?
Absolutely.
And no
Absolutely.
matter what field you're in, you know, if you start to waver, you don't have to do it the old way of fighting and being an ego to solve it. You can say, stop. I'm not my whole self. I don't want to just be my left brain. So you can start balancing the brain, start working with this physical form, start putting up the shield, start to be your spiritual human self, that you can change how you hold space for yourself and for others. You're not doing it, but you're holding space. When somebody needs this and you have it, you can show up as the love space, not filling in the empty space, because you haven't started SP2 yet. But when you do, you'll start understand what I'm saying, because you're going to go, wait, what? And it turns out to be a beautiful thing, but I'm not quite ready to completely reveal it yet, because I'm still, yeah. All of a sudden you just turned into a unicorn. So I can purples and the pinks and all of this, and it's like, that's a beautiful unicorn thing. Allow yourself to know. Get a plane ticket to Atlanta. How much is a plane? You are ready to bring people in, but you need to start building and fortifying using your basics that you learned in tribal. And you need to be consistent several times a day and learn when you're not using it, how easy it is to be influenced and how easy is it to lose your spirit, your wholeness. And if you really got to start to really see this. If you can't get this down pat, you're going to be working with this one for a while. Now, you've done really well. You stood up. You realized that, oh, shoot, I'm being my family. I need to tap, 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 or I need to hold, hold, hold. I need to see. You have been doing this. Now, they say, can you do it on a bigger scale? Can you? And so I don't know what you got upcoming. We don't know what it is, but the expectancy is that you're going to have your back. You're going to learn to hold your space. You're going to learn to put your energy into the field because your voice and energy does matter.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a major difference in your world. Does this make sense? Yes, that's what I'm thinking too. So we don't have to run from it. We don't have to hide from it. And we don't have to go and speculate, which means, oh, I got to do this. I don't want to dread this. So listen to how you talk and think before it starts to unfold. As soon as you get clues on it and you're going, oh, if your ego is saying, I don't like this, is it true? What meaning? Who put the meaning there? What does that remind you of? You need to take charge right then and there. Because if spirit is saying, go down this road, and even though I can't figure it out, you get out of it. Like, I know what next part I'm supposed to do, and I'm just open to the answer. I don't say, I can't figure it out, and I have to go into hell, and I'm going to stay there and cry. No, I'm going to rise as my whole self and look. Because when I do, it's going to make a big difference. Yeah, if you begin to understand that it is where you place your attention. Where is it that the outside, like all those weeks you've been doing those things, who and or what, like the TV said, who's got your attention? Who's trying to, and what, like I said, the biggest thing I learned in gameplay when I used to role play in the games is that my little setting was shut off. I did not hear the people talking, right? Because it's like, yeah, I'm in the game. I don't have to. So I hit the button. I don't have to hear anybody. I had this person chasing me for miles, a real person in the gameplay. And my husband says, you have this person that's chasing you. I think they're screaming at you. Are you not reading your screen? I says, well, even if I did, do I have to give it attention? He goes, yes. I go, why? And I go, fine. So I turned on the thing, and then all of a sudden I could read what he was talking. And I turned around, I says, can I help you? And all he wanted to do was chew me out that something, it was a stupid little, you have to kill something to get the reward to do the quest. And it was somebody, it was a newbie, and all they wanted to do was tell me how wrong I was, and I need to do the right thing and give them the money. And I'm like, really? I'm not falling for this. I don't understand what. Put back on mute. They couldn't do anything because I didn't do anything. It was somebody that was sitting there throwing a fit, wanting to change my behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, if you can bully somebody else, fine. Do it if that's what you got. That's your guys' karma. But I'm not falling for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to pull out that the right thing to do is to give me the money because that was yours. What? Because you saw it first? How do you know that?
Exactly.
It's in the game, in this world of game that's not real. So why do you have to give something your attention? Why does it have to? You don't have to go there. You don't have to believe your own. But
You don't
why?
have to believe your own BS because that's what it is. It's BS.
What is taking your attention? And the thing that's very much is taking your attention. This is where you have to do R3S, because then it becomes the competition, the war, the blaming, the tattling, this, that. It's all of the chaos. If your needs are met, ego, fear will say your needs are not met. What? And when you go, oh no, what are you really afraid of losing? What lie?
I'm hearing comfort zone, and it's like that's a lie.
Okay. Or somebody's attention, somebody's love.
Mm-hmm.
Like Robin says, like there's more than enough room. Years ago, it was okay. If you're going to do this healing business here, you can't have somebody open up one across the street because they're going to take all your business. Well, why do I have to believe that they're going to take on my business? Do you believe I'm less than? You believe I need to get rid of the competition? Well, I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
We're allotted a certain amount of people. Well, look, they got 100 people, you got 10. Yeah, because I'm in a specialty area.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about a numbers game. It's not my crowd's bigger than yours.
No, it's not.
It's about where and what you are and honoring those things about you.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have a certain thing, and so do you. You know you have something, a purpose. You are living your purpose, and now you're bringing all your pieces and parts back. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have to be in the ego anymore. You don't have to. Remember, pull the ego out of your frontal lobe, make it the lens, make it your bitch. Okay. Take your power back. You're and respecting that these are all the different choices that can be, but do you have to be because someone is don't let somebody else take your pen and say, oh, they're gonna, don't let your little go, oh, they're gonna take my stuff. No, I don't have to believe that.
Start writing my own damn story again.
Exactly. But feel how it wants to pull you immediately and you have to obey that. No, aura up. Hold space. There, you guys are going to have a quiz tomorrow in tribal.
Okay, Robin, you heard that.
Because I have given you more than enough clues about how to hold space for yourself on many different levels.
And I've been doing that, and it's like the last week that I was up at my cousin's house, it was, for me, it started getting easier towards the end, but I was getting to the point where I'm done. I can't live like this. I don't know how they live in anxiety 24/7,
You
365.
used to. Yeah, grab your cup of peace and enjoy your cup.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I don't know. But here's the weird thing is that I don't know if it's me or something else, but all of a sudden I had that energy, not the same as one with Linda. This was a frequency of a different energy, and all of a sudden I wanted a cookie. So I feel like somebody's stressed that they need nutrition, not junk food. If you're craving junk food, maybe you need a carb for that nutrition. Yeah. Yeah. But if that's all you got, that's fine. But don't let it be the end source. That was so bizarre there, just for a moment. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if this has to do with you too. When people's behaviors are when their needs are not met, like if they're hungry. Oh, okay, hold on. It got just If their need is not met and their body is saying, I need something, not just your mental, emotional, or spiritual self, but your physical body says, you didn't give me any proteins today. Okay. But the body can be trained to think it needs other people's energies in order to survive. There's the key. And you had this belief for years because it was somebody else's. But it's how do you get it? The 3D way was to duress, to pursue, to do whatever it takes because you need that energy. You know you don't want to go out there because people are going to try to take your energy because it's not, don't get it confused with the ultra spiritualism that people are vampires.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where I'm coming from. The body is saying it's hungry. It needs a certain amount of how it knew itself. And your 9-year-old self says, I need somebody lofty so I can go into how I memorize that I am unhappy. Now, spiritual Ayme is like going, wait, what? Okay, so now she can step up and start holding space for herself and say, wait a minute. You were conditioned to believe this, but that's not how we have to be. That's a lie. And you know that if you start to hold your frequency, somebody's going to come along going, I'm hungry. What's that phrase? To do unto others as others have done unto you. So you may have learned this lesson from your family.
Mm-hmm.
You're also breaking up with that because it's 3D insanity. You know from one parameter to another that that's how you had to survive. You are actually seeing a mirror of somebody doing that to you. and you don't know if you like it. Because what's happening is that you're learning how to self-regulate from both sides. You're ready to grow as an individual. The growth of the soul, the growth of the individual, the growth from a child to an adult, the maturity is beginning to happen. Do you understand? So the thing is that you won't know the hidden story, the hidden agenda, or the hidden thing, but you will be easily fall for it. Because that's the trick. You did it too. Think you have a feeling you know what it is. But there's more to the story. So at this point, when things start to reveal itself, you are now going to have to get ready to address the gallbladder issues. You don't have a gallbladder.
Nope.
So you are going to be starting to understand you need to figure out how to self-regulate. If it is physical, stop reaching for the cookie. Go get some nutrition. Physically learn to cook, physically do this, physically do that, physically exercise, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. There are all these different rules.
Mm-hmm.
But when you easily get persuaded by your own trick as a kid, it's because you learned from them in the first place.
And it's a comfort zone. It's familiar.
Yes, it's very familiar. You're going to have to start addressing it. And a lot of it has to do with L2S. It's about, I'm not sure exactly, but it's something to do with the body. The body is like going, we'll see. We're going to help you unfold it. Chaos in people's house determine the chaos in their lives. Ooh, interesting. Yes. Ooh, gem pops. All right. How are you doing?
Yeah, there's lots of jump hops in this, and I'm excited to rewatch it.
You are going to use the magnet on the spleen because you're ready to get out of that dark night of the soul pattern.
God damn.
So left side first, then the right. Make sure you rub 30 times. And so you're starting to now crack it open further and say this identity no longer has to be me. But you have to grow like the child needs to grow up and take care of itself. You need to grow as the child grows up into being an adult. There's parts of you that have already matured, but you've got to get that mental space to grow with you. Left brain, right brain, we want you to get more whole. Okay, so thank you so much for paying for that extra. I appreciate all that. And I hope people are learning from this. Okay, begin to really hold space. Okay, she really needs to not let that invading energy in. It's familiar, it's safe. Oh, let that in. It's like letting and saying you keep letting the vampire in, you keep letting in the dark. You keep, no, even if it's familiar, no. No.
Not going there. And like on my walks, I will
Good, good. This is very good. I understand this is, the tail end that needs to connect, but this here helps correct a different formation, the belly button and the third eye.
mm-hmm.
It's not just the governing and the central.
No, but that's my intention. My intention is this when I'm doing
Good.
that.
Good. Just remember to keep practicing that you really can feel this. Vroom, vroom. And you got to get the brain needs to know that instantly as you anchor that as soon as, see, like right now, it just went vroom. Fortified. I can feel it. Mine is like fortified. I can feel it. And that's because my intention was to see it come together. Vroom. And you'll be able to feel it. It's not just an imagination. You embody it. All right. Thank you so much. And we will talk to you soon. We're going to go over to do the blah, blah.
Oh, Robin had a jump hop.
Yeah. We're going to see what, hopefully she can. I know that as soon as I was getting into the jump hop, she goes, oh, look, jump hop. So hopefully she got one too. All right. So thank you so much. I love you and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Love you too.
Right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, this is really good. Who in the hell needs a cookie? Who needs carbs? Who needs somebody needs something. I can't explain it. My physical body just wants to, I don't want to say crash. Cole says this reading is point for me too. This is so on point. Yeah, and it's sometimes you have to talk it through, and that's what I usually do. I'll put the video on, and if I can't have a sounding board with another live pulse person, then I will sit there and I will have conversation with spirit, and I know it's being recorded, and all of a sudden I will get the epiphanies and the pops. I literally was having a moment. Really? Use the tools to really get you engaged. Now, this is bizarre. So I had these here. I forgot they were here. This was part of when my body wanted to do something. And what they are is they're little, I don't know, coconuts. Forgot about them. Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter. Right now, something I need. Something I need. It's about memories. Who is it that needs something to bring back a memory? When I first traveled here, I don't really like coconut or not. You're supposed to, okay. When I traveled here on the little snack that came on the airplane ride of the over 10 hours, I can't remember how many freaking hours I was on that plane. They serve these little snacks. I go, I've never had these before. They're really good. Couldn't remember the names of them, and coconut drops. But that's not the same as the one that you know, these are homemade, these versus processed. And somebody needs a memory. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for this familiarity. Because that's what happens when you're stressed. You're like, I just want everything to be sane again. Totally makes sense. Okay. Apparently, I needed to act that out. You just told me. Sorry about that. Really? Cool. Your mom, probably. All right, ready. So get my list. We got Angela, Nichole, Autumn, and Vicky. Angela. Ungly. Oh God, now I got a tooth thingy. There we go. Angela. Father and son. That's how it's coming out, the words. Is that objective. Be objective with your emotions. What does that mean? I don't know. They said you have to learn to change your faith, your trust. Okay, I don't know what they're saying. They're being cryptic. Self-efficacy. You're more capable than what you were taught to believe. Ooh, that one. Okay, so for instance, my friend, you believed in yourself, you were doing your doing, and somebody comes along and you have to go, oh, girl, man, my opinion is it. And you're like, oh God, I quit. That's what you're supposed to grow out of. They meant to hurt your feelings so that you would stop. And you have not seen it. Now you need to come out and you need to begin to notice when you hear people talk and they are telling you their opinion and that you shouldn't act this way and you need to act more this way, or you go, oh God, you're doing that again. You have the clay. You do not have to take it personal. They're saying you express yourself. And they don't like it. You do not have to have them in your space. You have to be okay to lose family and friends. So what you need to do is at the moment when you start feeling their energy come creeping upon you, yes, this is a good one. But when you begin to fall for it and believe that they're right, you're wrong, they're saying that you need to go L2D. See how the little girl goes, oh my God, they're right. They're not right, but they know they have that power over you. It's time to stand up, as your son says. Stand up. You do not have to become less than because they're having issues. You do not need to be controlled by the 3D world. Anything else that you wanted to know? I'm proud of you, Mom. Okay. So he said that there's you got to stop believing that you're deficient. You're more capable than other people. And at this point, you've gotten more professional about being in a good space than other people. He told me that people are, ah. Well, I'm glad I can help. Okay. Now we're looking at Nichole. Nichole. Was there anything particular? And then we have Autumn and then Vicky. Nichole. Nichole. All right. If you want spirit to choose, let it choose. So we're going to hit and I'm going to do it again. All right. I'm looking and spirit wants. I'm looking as we're looking at the word two or second. They're saying second. You're so used to you stop for a second and you look at that disapproval and you believe it's true. You believe it's true. And they're saying you were convinced as a child that that's the way you were supposed to see it's true. But you have been waking up and you've been taking a quick second and say, wait a minute. I'm being controlled by disapproval. And even though they are disapproving, I don't have to feel that I have to correct. That's their opinion. And I don't have to feel I have to fight. I have to learn how to be in debate. And the debate team is that one persuades the other one to see, that my point is right versus that. But you don't even have to be in debate. But the art of debate is not to hate the other side or not to be influenced to have to give it. The art of debate is understanding what you believe in and you have a voice. You're done being easily persuaded. You're done having to fight. You're going to take it with a grain of salt. And as you begin to hear the disapprovals, you are going to go, wait a minute, I hear the disapproval. I don't have to follow the orders. It's not true. This is the way you do it. This is your meaning to it. I don't have to put my meaning to it and have to obey. Those days are gone. And that's where you're going to go right wrist, second position, nice and deep. Nice and deep, Nichole. Nice and deep. Does this make sense? Does that make sense, Nichole? Yes, you're done. And what's funny is I also feel like Autumn, that's part of your message too. Because Nichole, I feel like you've always had to, there's still a big part of you that's hiding. You see what I'm saying? There's a big party that's still hiding. And what I couldn't see as I'm doing the reading, I could see that you had to obey and then you had to fight back. And then there's that part of you that's like, oh my God, I'm burnt out. We want to help real quick with that one. I want you to go, wait a minute. I don't have to believe that lie. I don't have to believe that. I don't have to go and change my behavior because of you. I can pull myself out of that and let that just sit there. You're going to do L2D. We'll finally learn not to care. Yes. And the thing is that, it's not, I don't care about you. It is, I don't have to give my power when you suck into me and you pull into me and you're trying to control my illusion. I got the pen and I'm okay to say goodbye. I respect what you want to be, but I also respect me. So keep going. Now we have Autumn. You trying to tell me a poem? Autumn, did anybody ever give you poems, or did you recite a poem, or what does a poem have to do with it? Because I feel in one case ways, like nursery rhymes, you're like, yay, but then there was this poem that spoke to you, or something to do with poem. A poem. Okay, you have to tell me what you think about this because we're going to move on from that word. And what I'm hearing is this. Some words and some things like poems can get you into a state of contemplation. And all I can tell you is there's a part of you that can't be confident. So you learn to trust the negative. You learn to trust the fear. Because you don't want to be vulnerable. But there was key words like saying, naive. Oh, you're so naive. Certain words would make you feel shame. certain words make you feel they're saying you don't have to be those buttons that were installed. You are ready to install these. Are you with me, Miss Autumn? Because what I'm hearing is there's always this longing for them to stop treating you that way. And as it's not as strong as it used to be because you've been working on it. And when they would put you in that space, you'd feel very insecure. And at the same time, there's a part of you that says, I had to learn to hide. Now, you are physically doing things, that's great. Now we have to help that little part of you. Does any of this? Yes. Okay. So what you're going to do is I feel that we need to have you start saying, I can't look at the child that had said, I can't take it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I can't take it anymore. Have you ever gotten to the point anywhere in your life that you may have thought those words, said those words? And if so, right wrist, second position, deep, nice and deep. That every time you feel, not just think, because you're going to feel the symptom and you won't have words, but what the words, when you get in there, can't do this again. And what happens is then you go into a certain particular state and your body is saying, you can take your power back. We can change this. And as you do this, again, it's R2D because you're ready to get yourself out of the dark night. And the dark night, you get caught up in the dark night, but R2D, right wrist, second position deep. You can do it. You can start to break those patterns and open up that egg. This is a good place for you. You're going to get through this. I know you will. You have mustered through every single part of it. You can do this one. Dr. Callum and I joke around all the time. We have developed this awesome relationship. He's a love him. I just love him. I love him. If you need a new dentist, Dr. Nichole, she's awesome too. And that's just right down, a couple doors down. All right, Vicky. You ready? Okay. Miss Vicky. You've been patient, you've been kind. And how's that gotten you? People take advantage of me. But spiritual, patient, and kind has boundaries. And it's about giving and receiving. And you realize that there are times that when you give, you forget to receive. And then when you do receive, it's not from the kindest of people. Do you understand what I'm talking about, Vicky? Because you were taught that when you give, it's beautiful. And when you receive, you're supposed to receive from it's like this. Here's a beautiful plate of food, buffet, but you're supposed to eat out of the garbage. You should be thankful for it. If there's some type of mentality there, no, you should be able to eat from the same thing, even if you prepared it and you helped. You should be able to eat. And you don't have to sit there and go, I have to be a martyr and eat from the scraps because they're the best. And I have to show myself in a certain way that I have to be. I don't feel like religion comes into play in this as well. But these are just one side where the perspective doesn't allow you to grow past. And so she says yes. And so what you're going to do is there's a part of you that says, the party that says that it's unfair. No, you're doing the right thing. So you have these voices, God, but it's unfair. No, I have to suffer. No. We need to get the conversation, those programs. They are not you. They're just programs. So we need to have the real Vicky stand up. And you're going to start with left wrist, second position, soft. You're going to sit there and you're going to hear all of these instructions. Oh, that's the right thing to do. You're just going to keep going through and feel these and get them down to zero because you as a spirit being also need to be able to know that you have to stay in this balance. Otherwise, you keep creating this karma. If you can heal each of those, you're going to wake up and go, wait a minute, why am I still doing this? You're going to be able to be present, be whole, be helpful, but you also know that you can stop and the people that are just sucking on you, tap, tap, top, you're done. You can't, pay your bill. You're not keeping score. but you're going to be with people that want to give it in return. Because you're done with that part of the 3D world. And you're learning to stand up. You're learning to know when, no, I can't do this anymore. And stop lying to yourself and gaslighting yourself that you have to do the right thing. You need to be included in your health. You need to be included in how you're living. Okay? All right. We have had an absolute wonderful day. And I'm just going to double check anything. Looks good there. Looks good there. All righty. Oh, August is almost done. I just can't get over that. Yeah, balance is super important. Keep growing, keep healing. You guys are the best. Awesome show. Thank you. You are blessed. You're already whole. You know the hashtags are. You know. Now you need to live it, breathe it, walk it, talk it, dream it, and imagine it. You need to decide, do I want to be in, or it's like, oh, I can, thank you, Spirit, I've got my need filled. Thank you, Spirit, I don't know how to do it, but thank you, Spirit. And then Spirit shows you. Can you create a relationship? Can you create the balance? So hashtag resolve to evolve. Hashtag heal instead of deal. Hashtag in the discovery is the recovery. Hashtag we're blessed. Hashtag QLOA. Hashtag vision reality. Hashtag. There's a lot of them, but they are not just words so you can just look at. It's about learning to integrate and learning what it means to you. Put a different meaning, put a different twist, put a difference together. Hashtag Dr. Be Powerful. Yes. I want you to be. I want you to learn that you already have it in you. And one of the biggest things is the power of no. Okay, so stop duressing yourself. Yes, we will definitely have tribal tomorrow. Tribal rocks. That's beautiful. Hashtag tribal rocks. Very good. Very good. You can do this. You can do this. Remember to do your basics. Remember, can't seem to read that. I can see the last word is roar. Roar. You can do this. You can do this. Okay, but tribal. So remember the basics, learning how to be there for yourself. We may talk a little bit more deeper on ego. So you can start seeing the 3D matrix. I feel like that's maybe where we're going. Okay, you're already blessed, you're already whole. So stay blessed and happy healing. And I did record it.